Beyond Saltmarsh is a game played by adults and recorded for an adult audience. Sometimes we use adult language and explore adult topics. Consider yourself warned.
Hello, friends. I'm Dave, your humble dungeon master here at the Superior Adventurers Guild. We're super excited because we're jumping back into Beyond Saltmarsh. We took a break last week, and we are all super jazzed to be back in the studios, in our bedrooms, let's be honest, playing Dungeons and Dragons with our friends, our good buddies. And I want to introduce you right now to my good buddies. Here they are. Hey, fellas.
Oh, hello there.
Hey, what's up?
Welcome back to some D&D.
Thank you. It's good to be back
buddy.
to both D and
I
D.
thought this was
Yep.
a call about tax questions. Are we not discussing tax questions?
Someone
Yes.
forgot to invite the accountant.
Check one if
On
you,
purpose.
I don't know,
No, I'm kidding.
got
I'm
married
kidding.
this year. Check two if somebody died.
I am a seasoned documenter and have come to bring the foul powers of accounting to bear against the forces of slightly less evil.
There's nothing more terrifying than that. Hey, I got an idea. Let's introduce ourselves to our viewers, people who are watching. Thank you for coming, for joining us. We appreciate it. We just play Dungeons and Dragons. Sometimes our friends show up and chat with us in the chat. It's great. But let's listen to some other people talk. Andy, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Andy. I'm playing Rhunar Deg, an 8th level human, multi-weapon wielding Battlemaster fighter and captain of the Good Buddy. And yeah, I'm just really excited to get back into it tonight.
Would you say that Rhunar is a bit of a collector of fine weaponry?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you could say that.
Yeah, he's got a penchant. Kirk.
I am Kirk. I am playing Byron Hern, the rogue of the party, who I feel personally last session, 2 weeks ago, really let him shine a little bit with his throwing some daggers, sneaking up, killing a gnoll. You know, we're still in combat, but he's feeling pretty jazzed.
He's also feeling pretty surrounded, but we'll get to that in a minute.
just-
Did you actually throw some daggers?
I threw
He
2
did.
daggers and killed 2 guys with thrown daggers.
I do
Hell
believe
yeah.
one of the daggers went through a face of a gnoll.
Yep,
So-
Yep, I remember that
long
part.
distance surgery.
Byron killed a guy.
You've moved up from being a foot surgeon to an oral surgeon.
Pretty much.
Yeah, but I can only work remotely.
Yes, sir.
Hi, Chad.
Hi, it's me, Chad, also known as Real CMG, also known as North Shore DM, also known as the guy who plays Tenoch Knucklebones, everyone's favorite short, jungle-born wizard guy who still likes to do things that I like to do, which means he'll punch you all over the place. Also, he'll cast spells. It's good. It's good to be back. Thanks for having me.
We're glad you're here, Chad. Thanks for making it.
Crikey,
Michael.
that was an intro. Just say
Yeah.
that. Hi, I'm Michael. I'm playing Theodoric the Lacetus. He's a hexblade and he's also a gnoll tracker. He's been hiding in his gnoll blind most of last combat, but now he's out, and we're trying to take care of these gnoll problems. What do you think will happen now? Back to you, Dave.
All right.
All
Nice
blind.
job. I think you have given away your presence with some of the crazy combat from last session, including a wind tunnel. I mean, we'll get to it, but wow. We do have some
Yeah.
announcements before we get started. Chad, why don't you kick us off? I know you have an announcement about tomorrow.
I do. Hey, just like we're back today, we are also back tomorrow. Obviously, not this entire group. Oh, hey. Oh, sorry, my wife was distracting me. It's her birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, everyone wish my wife a happy birthday on the internet.
Happy birthday.
Happy
If
birthday.
you're friends with her on
birthday.
Facebook or
Hey.
if you go on
This-
her Twitter, she'll tell her happy birthday. Her name is Amy.
And
oh,
she
look,
lives
there
at-
she is.
oh, there
there
she
It's
is.
her birthday.
Happy birthday.
She's been very generous by letting me play
And,
D&D
Amy's
today.
name.
Yeah,
I told her I
wow.
wouldn't play it, but then she was like, "No, it's cool. There's some shenanigans, so you can play." So here we are.
It's her greatest.
Anyway,
It's her greatest birthday wish to have you play D&D with your friends.
that's right. That's she. Yeah, I am blessed. So blessed. Anyway, speaking of blessed, my game tomorrow. Our game tomorrow is back on. Midwinter Keening. I'm very excited. We're gonna get into some feasibly, how things progress sometimes a little slow in D&D, and that's okay. But get into some downtime, get into some level up, montage shenanigans. Hopefully get some cool role playing. Maybe we'll have a session where nobody kills anybody else. I can't promise anything. We'll see what happens. It's D&D, right? So I'm excited to be back. Hopefully my players are also excited to be back. Hopefully you're excited to be back. Yeah, join us right here, 7:00 Central Standard Time.
Awesome. Let's see. What else do we have? Hey, guys, look, I got something. Did you know, fellas, did you know that we have a Dungeon Masters Guild best-selling author as a campaign sponsor?
Get out of town.
Yeah, it's true.
It's always
It's
hanging
true.
out in the chat.
It's absolutely true. And Christian, thanks for being here again, buddy. We appreciate it. Our friends at CZRPG, including Christian, who's in the chat right now, have been gracious enough to support our stream. And we hope that all of you viewers out there will support them. Christian and their team, they create and publish a variety of pretty awesome and unique 5th edition D&D content, including settings, adventures, map packs, player options. Christian's got a whole sort of bespoke cartography thing going, which is really cool. He's amazing with the cartography. Now look, this is really exciting because this week they have donated a copy of their latest title for the giveaway. So we're doing a giveaway, heads up, Encounters in Ravenloft. A 53-page PDF that's packed with 10 encounters. That's this many. To enrich your adventures in the Ravenloft game setting in a variety of the different domains. You can place these things, especially with the release of Van Richten's guide. This is going to be really great. So 10 encounters. You've got a bunch of maps. Guys, I'm not even kidding. There are literally just shy of 200 maps in this PDF package. It's nuts. And one thing I can guarantee on those maps is there's a lot of mist. Right? A lot of mist.
Easy maps to make.
His mist game is strong. It's strong. Okay, so you're probably asking, how do you win? How do you win said giveaway? Well, it's pretty simple, everybody. All you have to do, and Kirk is going to show you how to do it, you just type in the code word CZRPG into the chat. And guess what? You're automatically entered to win. You don't even have to do anything else except show back up at the end of the stream or stick around for the whole thing. I don't know. Maybe you're just chilling. Great. Stick around. There's a story. But we're going to draw a winner, a lucky winner, one lucky winner at the end of the stream. And then they're going to get to walk away with a digital pack of all this stuff. Encounters in Ravenloft, guys. That's what it says in this paper. Christian, thank you very much. We appreciate it. You are awesome, and your team is awesome too. So, with that said, I was going to wish Amy a happy birthday. We already did that. We're just checking off the boxes here. Why don't we go ahead and jump into tonight's episode of Beyond Saltmarsh with a quick recap. So, in our last episode, if you can remember way back 2 weeks ago, the Deg Gang carried out a plan to infiltrate a gnoll camp as part of a side quest to aid the villagers of Lambakaya that had been taken by the raiders for food or possibly for worse. With light beginning to wane, the party decided to send Byron in to do a bit of roguing. And as he began to stealth through the thick jungle vegetation, his companion Rhunar accidentally stepped on a twig. Rhunar, what happened? Everybody ducked down to hide as a pair of gnoll sentries kind of scanned the area, came out looking for them. Tenoch used some magical skills to distract the guards. Theo used his illusory magic to create a shrub to hide behind. It was pretty epic. The gnolls walked right past him, didn't see anybody. It was classic infiltration gameplay. Undetected, Byron crept forward and began to take out guards posted about the camp's northern perimeter. We already talked about him throwing knives into gnoll faces and all that jazz. It was pretty epic. Tenoch surveyed the camp from the eyes of his hawk companion, his familiar, and detected a large wolf-like creature that was concealed at the base of a large tree nearby. And moving forward, Tenoch actually snapped a branch. I guess there were some poor stealth rolls every once in a while that alerted the gnolls which began to yelp and bark and alert each other. But concealed, Rhunar was the first to see a large, hairy wolf-like creature with a sharp, scorpion-like stinger at the end of its tail, which is known in the parlance of D&D as a shisuva. Other gnolls began to converge on the party while Theo used his mage hand to distract the beast. Byron took down a gnoll with an expert dagger toss to the head and hid in the underbrush. Danvirius, their companion, knocked an arrow from his concealed position and readied himself for the fight. Rhunar, firing his longbow, expertly placed an arrow into a gnoll's face. There's a lot of face shots. And at this point, the gnolls began to bark and alert the rest of the camp. It was right around this time when Tenoch used a scroll to cast Gust of Wind as a means of controlling the battlefield. Rhunar pulling out a battle axe, and a large alpha gnoll emerged from the jungle, returning to camp with a small scouting party, surprising Danvirius first with a massive glaive attack from behind before turning his attack, the alpha gnoll's attack, on Theo. The fight continued with Tenoch really controlling a lot of the movement on the field, which was really epic. And this wind tunnel eliminated some of the companions and mooks that were trying to move in, pushing them away. Rhunar dealt a killing blow that took down the Shisuva, this sort of canid scorpion beast. And the Alpha Gnoll continued its attack on Theo, taking massive cold damage from the Armor of Agathis, which is always useful. Probably one of the best spells in the whole damn book. Theo teleported to a safer location and took down a Gnoll scout. And afterwards conscripted its soul as a warrior for his patron. With the tide kind of about to turn, maybe, the Alpha Gnoll barked out an order that caused the other gnolls in the pack to swarm in on Byron, as I alluded to earlier. And with a massive swing of his battle axe, Rhunar crushed the Alpha, and then used his Battlemaster tactics to essentially invoke fear in this creature. As it began to retreat, Theo took an opportunity attack and dropped it to the ground. Leaderless, the gnolls began to panic a bit. Some were sent sprawling by Tenoch's wind tunnel. Others swarmed around Byron. The battle not yet over. And that, my friends, is where we pick up on the action. It's Theo's turn. We are at the top of the order. And I'm going to put on a little battle music because we're not done yet, fellas. We're not done yet.
Battle dance. Battle dance. No? Okay.
Do we all have to do the battle dance?
Yep. There we go. Yeah. Yeah.
Give me 1 second. It looks like there's something's up with our VTT.
Oh no. It's that good old Roll20 encoded suspense
feature.
Everything's broken.
Everything's
Shut it
broken.
down.
All the
Just shut it
updates.
down.
It was all the updates on June 1st. Huh. Where is our map, fellas?
here.
I see it just fine.
You can probably see it just fine, but the folks who
not
are
on
watching
stream.
cannot see it.
I can't
Yeah.
see it.
That's not good.
I'm still on the landing zone.
That's true.
Let's see. What, my friends, is going on?
Oh,
here?
there we go. What? Now it's up.
That's weird.
There we go. I see it.
Technology.
Is the
Oh
turn
my
order
God.
supposed to be in there?
Yep.
It should be. I see it.
I don't see the dice rolls though. Just FYI.
Very weird.
It shows. I see all the dice rolls, everything. Theo's got a 19. I got a 15. I think we were on Theo's turn.
Yeah.
Oh, these are true statements.
Hold on a sec.
Friends, if you've used Roll20, you also know that sometimes bad things happen to good people,
Mhm.
which is
Often.
what's happening right now. The villain that is Roll20, or rather, I'm sorry, the friend villain. It's like, you know, in Spider-Man, Black Cat, she's like a bad guy, but sometimes she's a good guy. This is what it is. Roll20 is our Black Cat. We're Spider-Man. collectively.
Black Cat is where you went with, not like Moon Knight or something
Moon
like
Knight's
that.
always a good guy.
Is he?
He's undead. He's from Egypt or something. I don't know. But you know, so right now, the Roll20 is wearing its guise as a villain, and it's trying to foil our plans. Do
Doing a pretty
superheroes
good
really
job of
have
it.
plans?
I was gonna.
They
kill
always
some
tell us
stuff.
about them.
I feel like,
That's true.
you know, the Black Panther always had plans. And then everyone got pissed at him when they found out he had plans. And then he was like, I'm the king, man. Like, you can't... I gotta have plans. Right? If you've read... You should, if you like Black Panther, you should go and read the Marvel Knights Black Panther run, especially the first run from like 2002, maybe. Oh, it was called... I don't remember, but it was really good.
Bizarro.
In it, you found out that the Black Panther had bugged the entire Avengers because he owned the technology companies that built everything.
Thank God we
And
have
they were
Chad here.
pissed. And then he was like, I had to know that you weren't going to be like attacking Wakanda and taking all my stuff because I'm a freaking king, man. It was at that point that Spider-Man showed up. I'm making that part up. I don't know. I'm just
Somebody-
filling space.
Chad,
Yeah,
you
man.
friend, for telling that amazing story while we were having technical difficulties, you now have a inspiration point.
Ooh,
Ooh, sweet,
nice.
sweet Jiminy
I want
Christmas.
to throw out that all 5 of us, including you, Dave, also have 3
Ooh.
advantages apiece
Yeah.
to use up.
All right.
Did anybody else get on that hype train I tried to start?
that-
or I
is
tried
that
to
Pete
keep
Lu-
going?
is
I got
Pete
on it. You
Lutenberger
got
back?
on it. I think that's it.
No,
No, that was
I-
Chad.
that was me.
I donated 3 out because there were 3 of us who didn't have an advantage yet, and then he gave out 2 to everyone.
That's pretty funny. All right. So, I think Theo, we're at the. Are we playing D&D? I forgot what we were doing. All of a
Yeah.
sudden.
Hey, since I
I'm
was
ready
telling the
to rock
story,
and roll.
story time's over. It's time to go back to D&D.
I'm gonna tell you a story. It's a story about the soul of a gnoll purged of demonic influence. That at the top of my term is like, hey, I'm gonna go
You can
save
do
my
that?
brothers by hugging this gnoll over here that's beating on Tenoch, because you know what? That's not right. We like Tenoch.
All right.
Let me find his character sheet really quick. I had it last time, and now I'm like, oh god, where'd I put it?
You can purge them of their demonic powers?
Sure, why not?
What can't he do? He's a
I guess not.
he's a
Necromancer
necromancer.
is the cleric of the Holy Order.
Does
He's a
a
gnoll.
11 hit?
A null romancer.
I'm sorry. What was it?
And 11.
An 11 is going to miss.
Sometimes the hugs aren't all they're cracked up to be. Okay.
The gnoll just
That
kind of ducks
having
out of the way.
Somehow not freaked out about this, but they're gnolls. They're crazy. And Theo is going to walk 5, 10, 15, 25, 30 to avoid that wind tunnel. And he would like to attack said gnoll that is up on Byron, because that is not where gnolls belong. They should leave
Okay.
Byron alone. Byron works hard.
Take a swing.
Thanks, man.
Oh, and before he swings, though, bonus action, he will move the hex from the dead guy over to this gnoll to, just add insult to injury.
Okay. I'm sorry, which gnoll? Got it. You've been hexed. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, so a
A
26 hit.
26 just hits.
Crikey! Well, I got him for 12 slashing and 15 radiant. Apparently,
you Dan Various all of a
he's
sudden?
now.
I didn't know you were Sualese.
There's a lot of things you don't know about. Oh God, I don't know where that accent went. This is why I can't keep doing them. So that's a lot. I assume he's still up and kicking.
He's still up. Hasn't had a chance to kick yet, but it's not his turn.
I'm not going to let him kick. I'm going to take my second attack on him. However, I don't think a 12 hits.
12 does not hit.
Goes
Sees
wide.
you coming and ducks as the wind blows its hair back.
Oh God, is he played by Nicolas Cage and just a lot of makeup and prosthetics?
Yes.
Oh God.
Yeah, pretty much. All right, that brings us to Byron.
All right. What's my DC that I have to beat to avoid getting blown?
15.
And that's
gonna-
strength.
Oh man. Let me.
Yes,
pull
it
up-
is.
let me
It's
pull
a
up
strength
real quick.
check. Strength check versus DC 15.
I'm gonna, puff up my body like a flying squirrel and just ride the wind. 5, 10. If I go 15, it'll knock me off screen.
All right, you get slammed up against a tree there. There's a wall of trees.
I had all this advantage and failed to use it. Byron, don't be as foolish as me. Use your advantage.
Oh, thank you. Now that I'm a little ways away, and I got to move for free, Byron's gonna like catch himself on the tree, kind of like grab a branch and kind of pull himself 5, 10 feet into the brush, duck down and kind of try to hide.
All right, you're gonna use your action to hide. Roll a stealth check.
Yep. $21.
Okie dokie. You found a pretty good spot. All right, that brings us to... Oh, that guy. That guy's
fucking
off screen. He's taking care of something that you guys can't see. That brings us to Tenoch.
Oh boy. I have a guy here. I don't like him. I will attack him with my body. Where did it go?
Do you want advantage with that?
Yeah, I'm going to use advantage.
You want a D4 as well?
I can have a D4?
You should probably get a cleric for that. I just thought I'd ask.
Yes. How about a 26?
Yes.
For 7 damage.
All right. That's the guy that's that's the one that's right in front of you.
Yep.
Yep. He just kind of yelps as you smack him in the face. For 7.
It's more like in the thigh.
Well, he's kind of
Thumb and
bending
half
over to
arm.
bite you.
Oh.
Like he's
okay,
kind of
yeah, right
face
in the
to face
face
with you. He might even be on all fours, like just his face right in your face. You're just
Yeah,
like,
I punch him right in the goober.
nice.
Just right in his moneymaker. And then because I am a tavern brawler, I'm gonna use my bonus action to grapple him.
Ooh. All right.
There may come a day when Chad does not use characters to grapple.
But today is not that day. 24.
Versus a 10. He is grappled.
Ah. The silly wizard. What is he doing?
All right. Anything else from the silly wizard?
Nope.
Okay. You are grappled, my friend. All right. Dan Virius has his bow at the ready and is going to... He's going to move. There's more of them up here! And he is going to take a long shot across the camp with his long bow. Actually, crikey, there's more of them up here! There we go. There we go. It's been a couple weeks.
You do.
It's been a couple weeks.
That's how we do
longbow.
it.
21. He fires off 2. The second one misses, however, and he deals some damage.
Yeah.
All right. Nice. And that guy's doing that. Rhunar, we're at the top of the order.
Oh, it's my turn already.
The final
Yep.
order?
Possibly.
Okay,
It's up to you guys.
I'm looking at the wrong screen. Okay, here we go. Do I still have half movement back here?
Yes, that is difficult terrain.
Okay. And I heard Dan Various call out. But I'm gonna bounce down here. 1, 2, 3. And I'm gonna throw. Actually, I'm just gonna go here for now. I'm gonna throw a hand axe at this guy.
Okay. Chad, do you know off the top of your head, does the gust of wind affect ranged attacks? I'm guessing it probably does.
Let me pull it up here again. I don't think it does.
I also don't think it does because I don't think it did
Yeah.
last session.
Because that's a different. There is a spell that does that, but that is not this spell,
Okay.
which is strange. But yeah.
All right, go ahead,
Yeah, it
Andy.
doesn't-
Rhunar.
Dave, can I use my free action to pick up my dropped bow?
Yes.
I'm gonna do that. Because
Okay.
I was right next to where I am now.
Okay.
I'm just gonna sling that over myself, and then
Okay.
grab a little axe and toss it.
Do it. Do it.
All right, so I'm gonna use my advantage, one of them. And what the heck? I'm gonna use sharpshooter too.
What
do
the heck?
this.
Why not?
22 minus 5, so that's
So
17
17 will definitely hit.
for 19 slashing.
Rhunar, you loose the axe and it just flings head over shaft and hits the gnoll as it's like fighting the wind. Its hair blowing back, kind of thinking it's looking good, but the axe comes in and just hits it right in the side of the chest. Blood splatters into the air and gets blown onto the other gnolls behind it. It is still up, but it is not looking like it will be for long.
All right, for my extra attack, I'm going to throw my other hand axe at him.
Fantastic.
No
Yeah,
escape.
because yeah.
I'm going to save the advantage, but I'm going to try sharpshooter again.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just pulling things out of my belt.
Who throws a shoe? Honestly.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
Yeah, that will hit. So you throw the second axe, and it just crushes it right in the snout. And you watch as it just drops forward, blood flying back in the spray behind it, and it is dead.
And then, I used all my movement for rough terrain, so I'm going to have to stay here. So I'm good.
Okay. All right, that brings us to the gnolls. Tenoch,
Gnolls.
what is
Yes, sir.
your what's your passive perception?
My passive perception is 10.
Okay. You do not see the gnoll that is standing right behind you.
Oh, come on. How?
However,
He's right there.
I know. They're stealthy.
I mean, we are in a jungle.
Oof.
A
Yeah,
swamp. We're in a swamp.
you didn't see either of them. There's
Wait,
two
there's
of
two
them
of
that
them?
are moving in on your position. And they are going to take some swings at you. Some bites. They're just gnashing. As you're grappling the gnoll, thinking that you've got him under control. These other two
Yeah.
come up behind you and they're gonna attack.
Ow.
Their first attack.
Only a fool believes he controls the gnoll.
An
I
11
guess.
misses.
Yep.
And the second attack for that individual to your right is a 14.
No.
Okay, so he misses twice.
Yes.
The one below you comes up. 20 to hit for 3 points of damage.
It's 20 points of damage.
Yep.
What?
No.
Yeah, that okay. I'll take 3 points.
Roll a concentration check for me.
All right. That's
DC 10.
con
Yep.
save.
Yep, con save. Ooh,
That's a
the
5.
wall. Yeah, the wall
That's-
of wind. The wind
Wind
not
wall
it.
gust.
drops.
It drops.
Wind wall.
And there's a second bite from that one to the south of you. A 19 to hit for 5 more piercing damage.
All right, that'll hit.
No,
Oh, no.
there's 2 gnolls in the wind. They did start their turn before you dropped. So let me just quickly roll some strength saves for them. A 14, which fails, and an 8 that fails. So they both get
That is-
blown.
I did something very bad.
Did you delete
What'd
your
you do?
token off the map?
I was wondering what happened.
I
I
know.
was
What
I was
happened?
trying to
Where'd you
get
go?
rid of my lines, and I accidentally selected my damn token.
There you go.
There he
You're
is.
back.
Oh, sorry. Oh
No
no.
problem.
Now I'm not in the initiative order.
You never really were. It's okay.
Do you remember what your initiative was?
I'm gonna scroll up for it.
So you're
'cause
after me, right?
roll- yeah, I think I was right after.
Definition had to be
Rhunar.
21.
I have all of the initiatives.
think you were
Because I
20.
rolled a really good initiative. Sorry. I'm just trying to
Alright.
delete those stupid lines. There we go.
It goes Rhunar, Knowles, Theo, me, Ridgeback, Tenoch, Danverius.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I was slow this time.
So you're just above
Fair
Danverius.
Okay.
All right, so those 2 gnolls get blown back. Oh, and they're right next to Byron, so they're going to take some attacks at Byron. Some bite attacks. First one is a 10 to hit, which misses. Second one, a 16.
Misses.
Misses. So the first guy misses with 2 attacks. The second one to your right is going to also try to bite you. A 16 misses and
Yep.
a 22 for 5 piercing.
Can I ask a
That'll
quick
hit.
question?
Yes.
Since this all happens in the same initiative order, would those gnolls have been blown back from my gust of wind before it
They-
got canceled?
They were. That's exactly
Oh,
what just
okay.
happened.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
Yep. So that's those guys. Down here, there's some shit happening with this. Okay, and let me just get a roll here for this guy. He's got a spear. There's some stuff Oh yeah. Off camera here. Okay. Boop-a-doop-a-doo. And the gnoll that you were grappling is going to try to break the grapple with you, Tenoch.
Oh, okay.
So we'll get a
Dave,
contested. And I'm actually going to use one of my advantages here because I didn't use them before.
cool. I was going to mention that.
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to use my inspiration.
Okay. Feeling inspired, are ya? Here we go. Ooh, nice. I rolled an 18. You maintain the grapple. All right. So that is, I believe, let me just double check. Yep, that's all the gnolls. We're back to Theo.
Can I see the gnolls that are attacking Byron from where I am?
Roll a quick perception check as you're sort of looking around to see what's going on. You certainly would have seen them get blown away because they were standing pretty close to where you are.
Well, if I just step 5 feet over and have a clear line of sight, does
Now
that
you can
count?
see. Yeah, now you don't have to roll. You can
Beautiful.
see that guy.
That's fine.
Yep.
I will, since he's hexed, I will throw Eldritch Blasts at him, 2 of them.
Okay.
So here we go. As soon as I grab the right window. What are you doing, window?
Windows.
Windows.
And was I correct in remembering, Kirk, that we have 3 advantages apiece?
Yes.
Just checking. I'm
only
gonna use
2
one.
have been used of the 12 or 15 that existed.
Here goes
Jesus.
1.
Is this partially a carryover from Lutenberg?
Yes.
Yeah.
You had 1 left from Lutenberg, and I had 1 left from this week.
So that
Amazing.
first one, assuming a 24 hits, is 6 damage.
Yeah, sure does. You drop him. That Eldritch Blast hits him, and Byron, you just smell burnt dog flesh.
That's gross.
It totally is. Can I see this other one next to him?
Yeah, roll a perception check for me. Pretty low DC, but just for the heck of it. Yeah, you can see him.
Okay, 13. Then as a bonus action, I'm going to move the hex to him, and fire that
Okay.
other Eldritch Blast at him.
Please do.
Use another advantage. Wait for the suspense effect.
Mm-hmm. Always.
Ah! Oh,
13 just hits.
Oh, they're... No, 19.
Oh, sorry,
And
19
what's it-
hits even more.
For a total of 13 points of damage.
Okay.
it showed the D6, but it didn't show the D20.
That's
funny.
so weird. And then 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Because I hear the sound of Tenoch being ambushed over here.
Ooh, right there, Theo. As you walk down the path, the ground gives way underneath you. I need you to roll a dexterity save.
I don't like this.
Oh no, there's a pit trap.
I'm going to
Byron
use that
came up
third
with one of those
advantage
on his
right
own.
now.
Okay.
I think
And
that
I'm
does it.
glad I did, because 22 is important.
Nice. Yeah, so you step down and just you feel this, you're like, what? You feel the slightest give, and you kind of roll to the side and make your way across about a 5 foot, what appears to be a 5 foot area of the ground that is squishy. You don't see anything, you didn't trigger the trap even, but there's something there underneath that you easily could have.
Not good. Am I still in the square I'm in, or am I 5 feet over to one side?
You're still there and for purposes of movement economy, but yeah, you did not trigger the trap.
Good call. And in that case, my Spectre buddy is going to move over to get advantage, and keep trying to hug this gnoll, because the power of love needs to compel
This is a
this
group
power.
hug because I think that's the one I'm
Mm-hmm.
grappled with. So
A
it's
lot of
group
love.
hug.
You're right, it is.
Yeah.
Yep. There's that love that you're
Love.
asking about, Christian.
Mm,
I assume a
Wow.
22 hits.
Yeah. That's really interesting. For whatever reason, hold on, let me look at this. The rolls for the Spectre are not showing up. They're
Oh, no,
like
they're going
hidden.
straight to the GM for some reason.
Yeah. Let me change that real quick so folks can see that.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
Wait, are they just killing captives down there?
I think
All right,
so.
a
But no way of
22
knowing.
hits. A 22 hits for a total of 10 damage. Yeah, the specter just wraps its arms, and Tenoch, you can see this just spectral looking creature with its arms wrapped around, and the gnoll's kind of looking at you. It was kind of previously biting at your face, and can you just see its eyes go wide and start to dim. Anything else, Theo?
I think that's enough. We're good.
That's pretty good. Byron.
All right. So I'm in my
Wow.
hiding spot, but this gnoll found me. So I'm, as soon as he finds me and I get the 2 attacks or the 4 attacks at me, he's just gonna stand up, kind of give him a snarl, bring the rapier back like a pool cue, and just kind of right into his face.
I like it.
I feel like you really need like a stick with a big needle on the end instead of just like those trash
you're
picker
right.
uppers.
I totally agree.
That will hit.
14 for 19 damage.
Yep, that's all it takes as you drive that sword like a surgeon right into the creature. Where were you aiming for?
I'm gonna say I was aiming for kind of like to thread it up the nose, like I was giving it, like how the Egyptians removed the brain.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
kind of going for something like that.
You're putting in a nasopharyngeal airway.
Wow.
Yep. And scrambling the brain. I'm gonna give it a little stir, pull it out,
Oh man.
give it a little flick to flick the brains away.
Yep, they splatter on vegetation at your feet.
And then he's gonna kind of get a little flourishy, and he's gonna, as a bonus action, dash. 5, 10, 15, 20 feet. Is that my total movement with that difficult terrain?
What's
do I
your
get
total
30
movement
feet?
usually? You'd get
30
15
feet.
half. Yep, you get 15 feet of movement.
Even if I dash.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I am here.
All right. Anything else, Rogue?
No, not yet.
Okay. All right. That brings us to these guys down here. And when I say down here, I mean these folks over here. We'll show the stream. Yeah. They're not gonna stand for any funny business down here, that's for sure. He is going to. Oh, maybe he does stand for some funny business, actually. Oh, that's a natural 20.
That's
No, but none of you
that's
can
right.
see anything happening, but
Yep.
yeah. Another one
Oh.
bites the dust, as they say.
Oh no.
Oh
We're-
man.
All right.
We're failing our shadow objective.
The objective we don't know anything about.
Exactly.
Well, you kinda did.
We
I mean, you kind of
did.
came here for a reason. Dan Virus is going to move in more. And he's going to take 2 more shots at Knowles. First shot. Second shot. 15 hits and a 15 hits for a total of 20. That gnoll is still up, but not looking good. All right. Let's see. Dan Virius, give me a perception check. Gladly. 19. Okay. What? Wait, what's that? What is it? You just hear him shout out. And some action down yonder. Okay, that brings us back to the top of the order with Rhunar.
Nope, me.
Oh, that's right. Are you not
I go
in here?
before Denver's. Yeah, you didn't
Yeah, he
re-add
dropped
me.
How
When I
dare you?
accidentally
How dare me?
myself.
How
All
dare?
right, hold on. How dare? All right, let's do this. Tenoch.
Because I go before
Add.
Darius.
We'll give you a 9. How's that sound?
It's probably accurate.
All right, so go ahead, Tenoch. We missed you. I apologize.
That's okay. Is this gnoll I'm grappled with kaputted? Is he dead?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
His life force is being drained, and you're watching it happen because you're face to face with him.
Sure.
You can almost feel his body kind of shriveling.
That's cool. That's cool. I am going to. Oh yeah. So I am going to. Oh boy. What's the overhead branch situation look like around me, please?
There are large, thick-trunked trees that have branches above you. There are branches and brush and thick underbrush and undergrowth all over the place. So what are you trying to do?
If I were to, would it be possible for me to say, I don't know if this is technically possible, but if I were to say gain his back and get up onto a branch above me, would that be is that possible, and what would that cost me action wise?
That would, so you're gonna basically use him almost to provide like a stepping, like almost like a ladder, but you're gonna kind of swing up on top of him as you're grappling him.
Yeah.
I would say that would take an acrobatics check and I would say a grapple check to make sure you can maintain the grapple.
And that would be an action?
That would be an action.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, I don't want to. I mean, I want to do that. It's
rad. It's a pretty like complex maneuver. That's why I would say it's an action.
For now, yeah, especially since I'm no longer a monk. So instead, I'll do the next best thing, which is just fucking cast Thunderwave.
Oh, yeah, that's a thing.
So I would like to use Thunderwave as a 3rd level spell.
Okay.
I would really like to do it in such a way that I can get these 2 new gnolls, if that's possible. Because it's a 15-foot cube
originating from you.
Yeah.
Con save. Okay.
Unless I can I drop it as a 15-foot cube on top of me? That would probably hurt me though, right? I can't donut it. Yeah. So could I get both of those two gnoll boys in it without getting me?
I will say that you can if you instead of following like the grid shape to be a cube, you could kind of turn the cube,
tilt it,
and they would be right on the edge of the cube.
Awesome.
So yes,
let's do it. I would like them to then make a Constitution save, DC of 15.
You got it. First one below you, 14. Second one to the right, 19.
Okay.
So the one south of you fails.
So it's 2d8 plus so 2, 3, 48. All right. I'll take that. So 21 points of damage.
Okay.
And the guy who saved will take half of that, and the guy who failed will be pushed 10 feet away. I guess in a straight line away from me.
Roll a d20 for me, would you please?
Yeah, man. 3.
All right. He gets pushed 10 feet away from you, and you just kind of catch out the corner of your eye as he gets blown back.
Blasted
He
into a
gets
tree.
pushed up against a tree, and there's a branch that sticks right through his neck, and he just
Yes.
and just hangs there, dead.
Okay, that's rad as hell.
And then the one to the south of you takes half of that, okay, and does not get pushed, correct?
Correct.
Okay, anything else?
Nope.
Okay, so you're grappling this guy, and okay, got it. All right, Rhunar, top of the order.
Okay, I will move 1, 2. We need to get to Danvarius, I'm going to say to Theo. Actually, I'm going to say, help Tenoch. I'm going to go to Danvarius.
That was the plan.
Okay, and then I'm going to jump over Theo.
And the pit Theo's standing next to, which is the important part.
3, 4, and then I'm going to use the dash to go 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. Can I end on top of that guy?
Yeah,
Okay.
he's basically like a fuzzy furry mat right now in front of that tent.
And I'm just going to go to Danvarius. Oh, what's going on?
To the
That's
south.
That's my full.
Okay, brings us to Knowles. Tenoch, the one that is grappled by you, is just going to attack. He's going to bite at you.
All right.
First attack. 13. Second attack. 16 to hit.
Yes, that just hits.
That will be a 4 points of piercing damage as his teeth sink into your shoulder. And I keep forgetting that I have advantage, so I'm going to use advantage on this next attack. Another bite attack here from the one that's to the south of you.
Mm-hmm.
First attack. 17 for 3 piercing damage. And the last bite attack will also use my last advantage. For 19 for 6 more piercing damage. You just get bit to shreds by these two guys as you're standing there defending yourself.
That's fair.
Yep, that brings us down here. This guy is going to start running. Rhunar, you can see this. Danvarius can see it too, as this gnoll jumps over this defensive barrier and starts running. And as he gets into a clearing right here, let's see. Let's make it so people can actually see. So we're talking about this guy right here. He gets into the clearing, and as he does,
He falls in a pit trap.
nope, he gets hit
Oh.
by something. Oop, why am I moving that around? He gets hit by something. And oh yeah. And he died. You watch him just fall to the ground. He's right, grabs his neck and then hits the ground.
Killer bees. They're terrible down here.
They are.
Murder hornets.
I think that's it for the gnolls. Theo.
Cyberized bees. Oh, that doesn't work. That works too well on too many levels.
I'm really worried about that. Theo's going to go 5, 10, 15. At this distance, can he see the gnolls?
Roll a perception check for me. This is so just to give you kind of an idea of the layout of this terrain. It's this area right in here is sort of an incline. The path kind of leads up to this sort of almost like a plateau area, and then kind of crests and goes down on the other side. So it's almost kind of like a gnoll. A gnoll, if you will.
A gnoll for gnolls.
Mm-hmm. Specifically
mostly
designed
worrying
for
about-
gnolls.
I'm mostly worrying about the ones on Tenoch.
Yeah. Oh, those guys up there. What did you roll for?
I was. If I have to roll perception to see them, I'm just going to keep moving till I'm up on top of them.
I think you would, if you got within 10 feet of them, like if you moved 5 more feet to the right, you'd be able to see at least one of them, if not both of them. I mean, you definitely know they're there somewhere, but it's definitely obscured by this undergrowth.
15, 20, 25, 30. I'm going to just stumble right up on them. Ah, gnolls.
Yep.
Bonus
Oh, hey.
action.
Oh, hey, Tenoch.
It's just like a love party. It's a love party with me, this gnoll, and your ghost.
Theo's going to get in on that problem.
A lot of hugging.
Because
Are you
it's
gonna
so
grapple him
active.
too?
Theo's just going to level the blade at the restrained. I about said goblin. Good lord, no. And move the hex to him. And punch him with a sword a couple times.
Okay.
You got a D-guard on that bad boy?
So is the one that you put the hex on, is that the one that's currently being grappled, or the other one?
Yes, the
Yes.
one with the grapple icon.
Got it.
Does an 18 hit?
Yes, sir.
So-
You don't even need to do anything else. You crush him, and there wasn't much left, but you take him out.
Doesn't matter. We always clear the first target before moving to the second. Hey, speaking of which, there's another gnoll there. I've got an attack left. I'm going to have those two meet.
Nice.
Yeah. That'll just hit.
Just a little bit.
Just a
You
little bit.
Swing down as this gnoll doesn't even see you coming. It's so enraged with the attacks on Tenoch, and you just cut through the back of it. Its armor just splitting open, and its back totally exposed and bleeding. Still standing somehow.
Well, it's probably because the Spectre hasn't come over to say hi to it. So the Spectre's going to float over and hug it.
Ooh, let me hug you.
I was a gnoll once. You owe me 5 gold.
Larry, you dick.
19 to hit. 4 necrotic.
Both
Join me.
Tenoch and Theo watch as the Spectre comes in with the best of intentions to just love up on his gnoll buddy Larry. And as he does, it just sucks the life force out of Larry, and he's just like a hollow husk of skin and gristle that just slumps to the ground. And you just look at the Spectre and you just see this big grin. So happy.
So satiated.
Eh,
Or is he?
I think.
that's all I got.
All right, Byron.
All right. Well, he has no idea anything that's happening. He's just going to keep moving the way he was headed. 5, 10, 15, dash. How high would you say this incline is?
About 5 feet.
I think he can make that. He'll go another 5, 10. Would you say that's 15 feet of movement right there?
Roll a quick acrobatics check for me. Or athletics, your preference.
Oh, we're going acrobatics.
Byron does it with a flourish.
No.
Ooh, a failure. A flourish of failure.
I have only rolled ones with acrobatics. I want to throw that out there.
You
You
leap
just get
up
it ri-
to clear the 5 foot distance, and there must be like a small invisible spring because the rock is kind of wet, and you land right on the wet spot, just and you fall and land back 5 feet right here. So you do lose 5 feet of movement, but you're able to go now. You can chart your path. It's not quite as cool looking as you thought it would be.
Right on your
I will-
keys.
I will kind of like stand up, like brush myself off a little bit, kind of
See if anybody's looking.
turn my foot sideways, look around a little bit, kind of like really gingerly pull myself up to the last 5 feet. Look around again, see if anyone's looking. And that's it.
Rhunar, roll a quick perception check for me.
Did I get to see
I have
Byron
a
eat
house
it?
for cover.
Perception.
I fell on my keys.
Ow.
Yeah, you saw it. You saw it happen.
Too late. It's
Oh,
too late. I've seen
no.
everything. Seen everything.
All right. Anything else, Byron?
No, I'm gonna stop there.
All right. That brings us to Eye Patch Man. And
he's
he
got a
is
name
going
now.
to-
Eye patch guy.
Yep.
He's moving up in the world.
Rhunar and Danverius, you see him reach down into what appears to be some sort of pit and pull up what appears to be a weeping, sort of whimpering man. Oh, don't kill me. That's his action to get him pulled up. That brings us to Tenoch.
All right, I am free of the gnolls. I will kind of look at this gnoll specter. I imagine he still looks like a gnoll, maybe a little bit.
It was clearly a gnoll at one point, if a slightly cleaner version.
Would you ever consider calling him a gnolly warrior?
Only if you let me turn it into my permanent companion. We'll negotiate after the session.
Oh, now he's a
gnolly
ranger.
warrior.
Now he's a
That's the ranger. I'll nod to it and I'll say to the two of them, thanks. Oh, I'm just like, ow. And I wish I. How much do I weigh? I wonder if I could catapult myself.
You wouldn't be able to land safely, would you?
It's okay.
This is right up with the I
weigh
make myself
56
tiny and
I weigh
fluff myself
56
with my hand.
pounds.
56 pounds.
How many spell slots would I have to use? Oh, it would have to be a lot because
Yeah.
it's only plus 5 pounds. That sucks. I really want to catapult myself like I'm in a Bollywood fantasy movie. If you know what I'm talking about. I don't remember the name of that movie. I am going to I'm gonna wish I had a spell like fucking George of the Jungle, but I don't. So I will move 5, 10. Because I have 25-foot movement because I'm a halfling. And then, oh wait, I can dash. 5. Whoops. There we go. 5, 10. All right.
All right.
That's all I got.
Perfect. All right. Danverius is got an arrow drawn and is going to take a shot at this guy with the eye patch. Let's see. Yep. He's going to hit him hard with the first one.
Nice.
Second one is also going to hit.
Nice.
He hits him twice. Wow. Okay.
Wow.
Wowzer.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay. As he takes that hit, Danverius is also going to move up as he knocks another arrow. And he's going to say, "Unhand that man!" And that is going to be his turn. Rhunar, top of the order.
Okay, I will move up. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. And I'm going to drop my axe and take a shot at him with my bow.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Yeah, what the heck? I'm going to use one of next to my advantage to try to shoot him. Here we go. Okay, that's 20 to hit for 18.
Yep. That'll hit.
And then I'm going to spend a superiority dice to disarm him. Is
Okay.
he holding a weapon?
He is. He's holding some sort of a short sword,
Okay, so I will. Sorry.
a scimitar, if you will.
Curved swords.
Okay, so when I hit him with the attack, I can expend the superiority die to disarm him, forcing it to drop one item of my choice. So the superiority die gets added to the 18.
It gets added to the damage, and he has to make a
Yeah.
saving throw against the damage.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Is that right? Is that what it says?
It gets added to the damage roll, and the target
Oh,
must
no,
make a
what's your
strength
D-
saving throw.
Yeah, what's your
So
DC
against
for...
a 16.
Okay. So, strength. 18.
Oh, he keeps his sword. Okay, I'll shoot him again.
Yeah, he's looking pretty rough. He's got a bunch of arrows sticking out of him right now, and he's basically holding the sword up at this guy.
I'll use my extra attack. I don't want him to go again, so I'm going to
Yeet that arrow. Yeet it. Yeet the
all right,
arrow.
I'm going to use my last advantage
Yeah.
and try to hit him again.
Okay.
Oh, 11.
Misses.
Yeah. Shit.
Shit,
Alright.
even with advantage. Oy.
Or that was not a yeet.
All to yeet is to throw. It does not matter if it hits. He yeeted.
Okay.
All right,
Is
I'm
that
done.
it, Rhunar? All right, Theo.
I'm gonna yeet my army of undead at this guy. No, Theo's gonna go 5, 10, 15,
You can
20,
throw the specter.
25, 30, maybe. And then dash for 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Can you see over the palisade?
From where you are, yes, you can.
So I can see the guy.
Yep.
Sweet. As my bonus action, Theo is just going to level the blade at this guy, holding him up, and the spectral runes of the hex coalesce around him. And specifically when I do that, I will hex his strength. He now has disadvantage on all strength actions and ability checks. Not attacks, but things like, I don't know, holding a guy up one-handed.
Got it. All right, so strength. Okay,
That's cool.
that is cool. Anything else, Theo?
Oh, the spectre will also move up. So it's got, let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. And then it will dash 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Because it can just pass through solid things as if they're incorporeal or as if they're difficult terrain. And then 40 to just kind of get out in front there and be like,
Nice. All right, Byron.
All right, Byron. Oh, shit. Byron is gonna use his movement first. He's on not difficult terrain now, so he's
Correct.
gonna move his full 30 feet. Once roll 20 finishes loading up because I accidentally hit the back button.
Okay, and then
I
what are you gonna
didn't know
do?
that.
I'm gonna dash, and I'm gonna get right up in this guy's face, and I already know exactly what I'm gonna say to him. Once I can move my guy. It'll take just a second.
This is that suspense algorithm really shining
Yep.
right here.
Here we go. Okay, I can see my guy. I can't see anything else. So it's the Byron and darkness. But I'm pretty sure I moving 60 feet will move me in. Okay, there we go. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Dash as a bonus action. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I'm going to level my rapier right at his throat. And my action's going to be, I'm going to say stop. Hurting that man will end your life. You might still live if you surrender now. And I'm going to try and persuade him to just let the man go and give up.
So
And I'm going to use my advantage.
have you already used your action to dash, or is that your bonus action?
It's a bonus action because I have cunning action.
I love it.
Stupid
All right,
rogues,
go
they're
ahead.
amazing.
And I'll use one of my advantages to make
Nice.
this persuasive.
Okay. Nice. You look at this man now. You can see this bearded man dressed in weathered leather armor, standing at the edge of this open pit. There are bodies of gnolls, but also bodies of what appear to be similar villagers to the folks that you met in Lambakaya. His left eye is covered by a patch, but his uncovered eye seems to be twitching as you level this order and this warning to him. His filthy, unkept state kind of makes him almost gnoll-like in appearance in a lot of ways, but he's definitely human. He kind of looks back and forth, and he sees the bodies of the other gnolls laying at his feet, and he looks at you and says, "Perhaps we can make a deal then." And he doesn't do anything because it's not his turn yet, but that's his response to you. Anything else, Byron?
No, I'll just keep the rapier level with its throat.
Okay.
Ready to go.
All right, it is his turn. He says to you in response, "I will let this one go if you let me go." It's almost as though his voice is like gnoll-like, you know, it's gravelly. He's almost kind of like barking as he sort of talks to you. He's obviously been living with these gnolls for a long time. "The man lives if you let me live." And he is going to move the man, and the man's struggling, so this is going to be where that strength check at disadvantage comes into play.
Oh, yeah.
So that's an 8. Theo, why don't you give me a random villager d20 roll for me and beat an 8.
Random villagers, D20 roll.
Oh, no.
I certainly did not.
He's able to move the villager right here. Let's get this dead villager out of the way. There we go. And he looks at you, and you can see that he's starting to sort of let up a little bit, but he's also trying to get that guy in between the two of you. He holds his action, is what he appears to be doing. Persuaded somewhat by your advice to him, but also looking around, seeing everyone else dead, feeling rather caged, if you will. That brings us to Tenoch.
Okay. I would like to. Well, I guess I'm so small.
Yes, sir, you are.
Why did I pick small creatures? I will move 5 and then climb up this bit here for 10. Or
Yeah,
much you want me to
roll an athletics or an acrobatics check just to sort of, because you're running
yeah.
and you're gonna kind of leap up onto that area.
Athletics. Don't mind if I do. 16.
Yep, you make it.
Nice.
Not bad for a little guy.
How much of my movement did all that cost me?
It was just normal movement.
Okay, so well, 10 for the first brick because it was just. So did both of those squares cost me double movement?
Just the first one.
Just the first one. Okay, so 10, 15, 20, 25, and I can't see any of this going on.
It would be really tough because of the sight line is pretty well blocked by those huts.
Okay.
So think of these structures are like thatch roofed tents that
Okay.
stand maybe 4 to 5 feet off the ground.
Okay. That makes some sense. So I would like to move. I'm gonna dash 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
Okay.
And I will. Do I see? I probably don't see Theo over there because I'm a wee man. I do see his little guy.
You know, wee lad.
Yep. You can definitely see what's going on down by this cage, this pit. You can see Byron. You can see the eye patch man.
Do I see these? And I see these villager. Well, the forms of villager bodies. I don't know how much I'd be able to tell from here, but I suppose.
There's one that you can see right here. Did the ping
This
work?
one?
Yep,
Okay.
right there.
And then obviously he's holding that guy. Okay. I don't like any of that. I will. That's all I got.
All right.
Oh, hang on. You know what? I have a bonus action.
Sweet.
Yep. I'm gonna cast Shadow Blade.
Okay.
And I am going to cast it just as a 3rd level spell because casting it higher doesn't matter at the moment.
Okay.
So I have a Shadow Blade up. My Tiger's Claw.
All right. Danvirius is going to move with arrow knocked and is going to just shout out, "What are we doing here, Byron?" And he has an action readied. All right, at this point, let me check something here. Okay. Okay. Oof. All right, Byron, as you're standing there with rapier pointed at Eye Patch Man, you just hear this, and his one eye that you can see goes wide, and he just goes. He drops the rapier, he clutches his throat,
What Byron
and he
does?
falls to. Nope, this Eye Patch Man falls to his knees. And he falls to the ground, and you can just see his mouth starts frothing, and he starts kind of like spasming on the ground. Rhunar.
What's going on? I'm just gonna run up. Arrow. Actually, I'm gonna run up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, And I'm gonna bend down. Is this person dead?
Kirk's camera froze with his eyeballs wide open.
No, he's just
No,
holding
it's
it.
Sorry, what was that, Rhunar?
I'd like to check on the condition of this villager that was cut down.
Roll a
Are they
medicine
dead?
check.
All right. Oh, medicine. Sorry. Oh, without advantage. 15.
Yeah, it was a pretty low DC anyways, but the villager right in front of you is definitely dead. Fresh
Okay.
blood soaking into the ground. Eviscerated right there. Bite marks on its head. Not good.
All right, I'm just gonna take the dodge action, trying to figure out what's going on and being
Okay.
defensive.
All right. Theo.
Let's just kill everybody. No, wait. Spectre's gonna just wrong button. Move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Yeah, he's just gonna kind of move to the center to be ready in case anything else happens. Theo's gonna move 5, 10. Theo wasn't there when this gnoll to the south died, was he?
I don't believe he saw that.
I don't think so. Does he see the body though?
Yes, absolutely.
So he sees that body. He just saw that. So he's just gonna look into the jungle and go, "Hello, please do not kill us." And then take the dodge action.
All right. Byron, this guy is at your feet, just convulsing. This sort of greenish, yellowish froth kind of coming out of his mouth, bubbling over.
This is the eye patch guy.
Yep,
Did he let go of the villager?
he did. And the villager you can see is reaching down into the pit, and it's at this point that you can see that there are 2 additional individuals in the pit. Let me show them.
Cruises in the pit.
Byron's gonna grab the villager, take a step forward, and kind of heave them back into the pit.
Roll an attack for a shove.
I don't want to hurt them. Can I do it like persuasively? Can I be like,
Shove.
If you want to use words, I thought you were just using motion, but if you want to use words, then you can.
You can do it, Byron. Use your words. It actually has worked so far this session.
Yes. Drop kick.
I'm trying to think what Byron would do. You know what?
Stab him in the eyeball.
Byron's gonna try and talk this person into the pit.
All
He's trying to
right.
turn a new leaf.
We usually try to talk people out of the pit, but I guess this works.
Byron's gonna be like, "You will be safer in the pit. Get in the pit right now." He's gonna grab his shoulder and kind of like encourage him towards the pit.
So this is more of a persuasion than intimidation?
Yeah, I'm not trying to scare him. I'm trying to keep him alive.
All right, roll a persuasion check.
I'll use
He's not
my last advantage.
He's not super keen on getting back in the pit. I'm gonna be honest with you, but we'll see if you can persuade him.
So I'll say the words I'll use is the pit will provide more cover from whatever is hitting us from the jungle, and I'll use my advantage to encourage them into the pit.
Oh yeah, buddy.
He looks at
Whoa.
you know, with this. It's an older man. His hair balding, kind of stringy. He's dirty, emaciated. It almost looks as though he's got tears that have streamed through the dirt on his face as he looks down at his potential friends or family or whoever these other villagers are that lie dead before him. And he looks at you, and somehow he senses a great sense of compassion and forthrightness. And he looks at you and he just says, "Don't leave us here." And he climbs back into the pit, and he just cowers in the pit with the other 2 individuals.
And then I will move 5 feet and I will take up a defensive stance, and I will look down at the pit at the two others that are in there and him, and I'll be like, "You will survive this." And that's
Nice.
my turn.
All right. Rhunar, roll a d20 for me,
Okay.
por favor. Okay.
Well, that.
Oh no!
I don't know what that means.
That means that Eye Patch Man stops moving.
Oh no!
I can't say I'm
Wow.
sad about it.
Me either.
Wow.
Do you have information you
Everybody,
want?
let's see. Everybody here, aside from the Spectre, roll a perception check for me. You've all taken some level of a
Everybody in the
defensive stance at this point, and you're looking around the battlefield and off into the jungle, trying to figure out what's coming at you.
Oh,
Wow.
24.
Very nice.
And
Okay.
Nice.
Byron.
All of you. Let's see let's just double check here.
With laser eyes.
I'm going to say, with the exception of Theo, because of where you are, Theo, the rest of you hear a snap of twigs and see vegetation moving down in this area right here, just off the side of the map. Let's move this over a little bit. Right over
you-
here.
Okay, nice. All right, I see that.
Yep. And that brings us to... Oh, I didn't roll for Dan Virus. He didn't see it. He's busy kind of looking at what's going on. He's going to come over here towards the pit. Well, Captain, what do we do now? And that's going to be his turn. He's got his bow knocked ready, kind of taking a defensive stance as well. Oh, Tenoch, I think I skipped you.
You did. But that's okay. I'm right here.
You were
I got it.
You were short-sighted. I apologize.
Yeah. Yes, I will move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And I will call out to who is ever there in the jungle. Show yourself! Or by the gods you worship, I'll raise this forest to the ground.
Roll an intimidation check.
Yes. I'm really good at these. It comes out more like, show yourself! Or by all the gods you worship, I'll raise this forest to the ground.
Lieutenant
You-
Gnome.
You hear the Spectre just kind of chuckle.
All right, I guess I'm gonna kill the Spectre now. I will hold my. Was that an action? And that's fine if that was.
I would say yes.
Okay, that's cool.
Yep.
I'm into
Okay.
that.
All right. And Dan Virus already went. He's got an arrow knocked, asking the captain what's next. And that is going to happen. Let me just do this. All right. Okay. At this point, you hear nothing in response, Tenoch. There's no sound coming from that area at all. But suddenly there is an eruption of birds that fly up out of the treetops and swoop down over the site that you're on, this gnoll, and then fly off to the west. It looks to be some sort of a blackbird flock. And that is that's the end. That will take us actually out of initiative.
Perhaps bats. Was it bats?
They were birds, but They were
Oh,
small
that's
black
good.
birds. Yep. That takes us out of initiative, and let's do this. Let's take a break. Let's take a 10-minute break, and when we come back, we can get into whatever the aftermath of this battle is. Congratulations, guys! You
Ooh.
you beat off the gnolls.
That was a lot.
do love beating up the gnolls.
know,
that
that's
was
been
a
a while.
lot of gnolls.
It was a pack of gnolls.
We beat
What
off
did
the
even-
gnolls. Byron
You beat 'em off.
resisted being blown. It was great.
Buy me dinner.
There
It
were
was a
couple
hell of a
really
fight.
big gnolls.
That fight very well shows that the biggest force multiplier in 5th edition is numbers.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
a bag of hot air.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
The
All
gusty
right,
wind was
well,
awesome.
It was. That really, you did control the battlefield quite well with that. That was nice.
Yeah, that was huge.
All right, bio break time. We'll be back
Yep.
in 10 minutes. So we'll be back at 1:45, and we'll see you then, everybody. Bye. Cheers, 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 friends. Welcome back to Beyond Saltmarsh, folks. If you're watching with us, we appreciate it. It means a lot to us. We just got done with a battle. We deserve a little drink. Guys, this battlefield before you is littered with the corpses of gnolls. There are 3 fires that are just smoldering as the darkness of the jungle starts to close in, the sun having fallen below the horizon. There we go. You see in this pit in front of you 4 men. They are cowering still in fear. Byron, you are I guess all of you are sort of around this pit now. There was something in the forest to the southeast that has been unresolved, but we are out of initiative. So, gentlemen, as this battle comes to an end and the immediate danger has disappeared, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna.
Theo is going to first kind of just yell over to Tenoch, still kind of looking after the birds. You think that was Xander or Zorana? And then he's going to go inspect the body of the dead gnoll to the south.
I'm gonna go over here to this and like hop down into the jungle down there and
Okay.
do some inspecting, some tracking type things.
Okay.
Just like peering over the edge of the barricade here, trying to figure out if someone's still there or not.
Okay.
I'm going to be opening the pit back up, reaching down to help the people out, and ensuring them that they're safe now, that we are not going to hurt them. And if they need medical attention, I'm going to be sequestering them towards this tent that's already built up. And I'm going to be pretty much taking like a defensive stance around them to protect them.
Okay. And
Ensure
Dan
them.
Various. Oh, go ahead.
That's it. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. And Dan Various is going to take a wide berth away from the Spectre and move over here to take a defensive position, watching back towards from where you came. So let's start with Theo. Theo, you're going to go over to the body to the south. And what would you like to do once you get there? You're going to inspect the body?
Yeah, just want to look it over because he put together enough that I don't think we killed this guy. But he could be wrong. It could be a Dan Various arrow, so he's going to check.
Okay. Roll an investigation check for me. Nice.
15.
You look at the body, and immediately you see that there are no arrows protruding from anywhere. However, as you sort of turn the head over and get a look at its neck, kind of pull the head back, you see that there is a feathered, what appears to be some sort of a spike or a dart protruding from the beast's neck.
He's going to just tear a piece of cloth off whatever the gnoll is wearing to protect his hand and then use that to pull the dart out.
Okay. Byron, you are easily able to help the men out of the pit. They look terrible, as I mentioned before. The one that you saw close up, emaciated, sort of, very frightened. Looks very like they weren't being well taken care of at all. The pit itself is filthy with human refuse and scraps of bone and half-eaten food and what I guess you could pass as some sort of a bedding, dirty straw and leaves from some of the trees. But you pull them out and they kind of look to you, and the one who appears to be maybe the spokesperson or the leader says, "Where did you come from? How did you find us? Did they send you?"
Hey.
Yes, we are. Well, I am from Lambakaya. We were taken by these gnolls. What of the villagers?
Listen, I know you've been through an ordeal. We have come from Lumbakaya. We have met your people, and we have helped them with their problem with the gnolls. We have come here to help you, and we are going to take you home to your people.
And the snarled teeth, will they return with more?
If they do, there won't be enough of them to do any harm. We have slaughtered what we have found, and we will continue to inspect the area. And if we run into more, they'll never bother you again. We won't let that happen. And then I'll look over my shoulder and kind of like towards where Theo is, where I kind of saw him disappear into the woods, and I'll be like, Theo, get over here.
Oh, okay. What's going on?
It smells so bad, Theo. You need to use your magic. Do your wave of your hand.
You know that magic is not a trinket
Do
to
it.
be thrown around in a paltry fashion for. Okay, actually, yes, the specific enchantment is. Hey, I found something for you. This killed that gnoll down there. You should probably check the guy that fell over frothing. And he just gently puts the cloth wrapped needle or dart in Byron's hand.
Okay. Byron will take out his poisoner's kit and kind of like wrap it up, put a cork on the tip, and kind of store it for later to inspect it later.
Okay. The men that you pulled from the pit look at you. They see Theo, and it's at this point that they see the specter, sort of just looming in the center of camp with a grin. This gnoll-like specter, and they start to kind of back up, and they point. What is it? They've come back
worry
from the dead.
Oh, no, he is.
Yep,
He
they
was
have.
conscripted for a short time.
You're rid of it,
Go
Theo.
home. Be at ease. And Theo just dismisses the specter back to wherever the hell it comes from.
Go home.
All right.
Perfect.
We're done with you. Okay, so you guys are cleaning using prestidigitation, perhaps to provide a bit of hygienic counsel to these three men.
And he's gonna try at least dress it up a little bit. So like pull out a rag and use it, but use it to like wipe him down. It just gets him extra clean without the rag getting that dirty. Isn't that neat?
Nice. As you're doing that, one of the men says, "Your friend looks very wounded." And you look over at Byron, you can see at this point that he's got bites and, spear wounds. And you look at this, I think you're looking pretty rough, Byron, by the looks of your hit points.
About a third of my, about a quarter of my life left.
Many of us need to tend to our wounds, but we first want to make sure you are taken care of.
We're here to protect you.
Thank you.
We have rations and water. Do you want to sit by the fire over here? Might help.
Are we in danger?
I
One of
think
them
we've
says
cleared
to you.
this area. Do you
We'll
know how
dive
many
here.
of them there were that lived here?
Too many to count. They all look the same.
That's racist.
What do you mean, you people?
As long as we can,
Well, we killed
will
a
be
lot of
safe.
them. I counted 10 at least, and the big ones.
Yes. Yes, the big one. You say it is killed.
Yes.
I heard him called his name. It was Dakaz. I don't know much more, but he was the one, the biggest.
Well, that's the cost of doing business with us.
You had to
So
say it
that's
out
who they
loud,
fought.
didn't you, Byron?
So that's who they fought for. The cause.
Yes.
A bad cause.
The cause.
Tenoch, you are over investigating the ground for tracks and and such. Roll
Yep.
a survival check, please.
I would like to use one of my advantages.
Is that the first one you've used?
Nope. I definitely
Okay.
used one doing something against the gnoll.
Doing something.
Don't be so specific, please.
I
All right.
punched. It's when I punched that guy.
I punched a
I
guy.
think.
I punched a guy
Perfect.
with
Perfect.
advantage. Yeah, Tenoch, you jump down to where you think you saw the movement or heard the movement, or there was some suggestion with the birds flushing up from that area that perhaps something disturbed their roost. But you look around and you see no sign whatsoever on the ground. Now, granted, the ground is thick with vines and shrubbery and undergrowth, but it's very, very difficult to see, and you don't find any sort of track.
It's too bad. And then I'll remember that I have a flying familiar,
Mm.
and I'll send him up.
Okay.
Oh, whoops! I'm a wanderer, but ignore that.
I'm
That
gonna
doesn't do anything here.
walk around and collect my weapons
Mm-hmm.
that I either dropped or sank into gnolls.
Yeah, easy enough. You recover the hand axes and arrows.
Just get a good eyeful of the layout of the camp while I'm doing that.
Yeah. So as you do that, you see that there are 6 tents, some covered in tarp, others a combination of tarp and vegetation that has been fashioned into some sort of a rooftop. They are, as you kind of peek inside of one, it just stinks. There's a dirty stench of decay and filth, and just peeking in, you really, it's like you don't even care to go inside of it. It's just disgusting. You can see the fleas in the bedding, and you can see the bugs kind of climbing around on some of the clothing and bits of food and bone that have been snapped and just lay rotting inside these tarps. It's
Are
pretty
there
nasty.
Is there any one shelter that looks better than the others?
Not really. One of them is a little bit bigger. That's the one on the southern thatch
This
shelter.
one?
Yep,
Oh, this one.
the one to the left that you pinged on first.
Oh, okay.
Yep, that one. Slightly bigger, but not noticeably different. And peeking inside, the same thing. It's just absolutely disgusting. But you do see that there are some supplies that are stacked up against one of the tents. There is a chest and some crates, some ripped open sacks, and yeah. There, I imagine Rhunar would kind of scope out the weapon situation, given his obsession, and it's just a bunch of spears that don't really look very special. Some short bows, similar kind of thing. The arrows are, not very well crafted. It doesn't look like these guys were super well supplied.
I got it.
Screw this camp. Let's set up our own camp.
Can I take a look at the chest?
Absolutely. It is a medium-sized chest, something that looks as though you could carry it. An individual could carry it by themselves, so it's not a large chest per se. But yeah, it's closed. There is a lock on it.
Okay, so it is locked.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I'll just hold on to that info until I can see if Byron can pick it.
Okay.
Or I'll just call to Byron to come over when he has a chance.
All right.
I can I'll pop over. Yeah, I can pick that for you.
Yeah, check it out. There's some kind of chest here.
I think we should burn this place to the ground.
I think we should do that tomorrow before we leave.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea, but I definitely think we shouldn't leave any of this left. We shouldn't leave anything left. I don't want any of them to come back here and think this is going to be a place where they can stay.
We should find their ship.
Do you think they had a ship? The gnolls? Gnolls had a ship?
That's literally what they
Yes.
said at the village.
Yes,
Yeah.
one of the men standing there at the base of the camp there is like, yes, they were the snarl teeth savages. They were pirates.
Gnoll
They took
pirates.
us.
I hate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not good.
Do we intend to stay the night here? Then
There is not another better place to get to in the dark.
3 fire pits here already going. We'll just stoke the flames, and you'll stay in our own tents. We won't make you stay in these crappy, smelly holes that they have.
this place is disgusting.
Oh,
Truly is.
That one must have been Nash.
I'm gonna move over to this big beast with the scorpion tail.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna take out
Did we
one of my
get the chest open?
one of my vials.
He got distracted.
Okay.
I did get distracted. Here, don't worry. I'm gonna take out a vial and I'm gonna start trying to harvest some of the poison from its stinger.
Sure. Roll a poisoner's kit with let's see. Let's make it a dexterity based roll.
I know I just got a poisoner's kit, but I didn't put it in my gear.
And you now have advantage from Mr. Pete Lutenberger's in the house, everybody.
Oh boy.
Oh,
no.
yeah.
Dang it, Pete, you wonderful human. I just got a poisoner's kit.
Do you have the proficiency with it,
I doubt
or you
it.
just have a kit,
I have the poisoner's kit.
but you don't have proficiency? So go ahead and just roll a dexterity check with no proficiency bonus added to it.
I'll go ahead and use that advantage that Pete gave me too. What a
There you
guy.
go.
What a guy.
What a guy.
Heck of a guy. 14? Yeah, it you don't get all of it. Like you some of it drips onto the ground as you try to figure out the stinger and sort of how the poison is discharged from it. But you are able to collect a bit.
And then I'll
Perhaps
chop
an
off its
ounce.
paw.
You're gonna chop it off?
I'm gonna chop off one of its paws with my knife.
Yeah, easy to do. You're able
I'm
to
gonna
do
hang
that.
it from my belt. For
Okay.
luck.
All right. So you have a bloodied Shisuva paw.
Shisuva paw hanging from my belt.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And I'll move back to Rhunar now. And I'll go ahead and pick that chest for him.
Yeah, it's been a little while. I mean, that stuff that you
You
just
done?
did took some time.
Yeah, it took
So
me some
Runar's
time,
just
for
kind of
sure.
like, he's just kind of like looking at his wristwatch, being like,
Who knows if he can wait for me?
"That's true." Did you wait for him, Runar?
I'd like to just, while I was waiting, I'll just inspect the rest of that stuff. Like, is it anything usable, or is it like kind of trashed, or?
You use the tip of a sword to kind of sift through the split open bags of what appears to be some sort of a grain, and there are maggots crawling all through it. It looks inedible. Many of the crates have been broken, and it almost looks as though they were using it for wood for the fires. You do find inside a couple of the crates like rotten vegetables and foodstuffs that just appear to be inedible as well.
Okay.
And then a chest, as I mentioned. The back Theo back at the pit. These guys are out of the pit now, and they're sort of like sitting down, kind of taking care of each other, and they talk to you a little bit. And the one that's been the most talkative from Lambakaya says, "The savages have been raiding a number of the local villages. I overheard that they were seeking to depart there. I don't know where their ship lies moored, but they ran aground is what I heard, and were seeking to make repair and gather supplies before disembarking."
Then it may be worth finding their ship. Tell me, you are from the village. The rest of you, where are you from?
Myself and this man here are from Lambakaya. He turns and says, "Ralstaff," gesturing to the third man, "is from Moradu." And Ralstaff just kind of nods. "Yes, it is true. I was taken from the village, or, well, what's left of it."
Where is Muradu? We are not from here, as you can tell.
The other man turns to you and says, "If you travel upriver from Lambakaya, deeper into the glades, you will come to a riverside village of Muradu. It's not more than a day and a half journey from my village, which you know of."
Well, our intent is to go that way soon, so perhaps we can at least see you back to what is left of your village. Hopefully there are other survivors.
"I do not seek to go back there. It is lost. Something has happened. Something terrible.
What kind of something has happened?
A creature from the jungle unlike anything we'd ever seen attacked my people, my family."
15 feet tall, had part insect, part monster.
"Yes, it was huge. Seemed as though it was part tiger or lion, but part insect, larger than anything I've seen. It Its forked tongue, I could see it. I do not think there were survivors. I ran.
When did it come to your village?
I arrived here a day and a half ago. That was about the time that it came through the village.
Well, would you? We will be taking the other people, the rest of these people, back to their village. Would you go with them?
I will go to Lambakaya, and if they will accept me, I will make my home there. There's nothing for me to return to in Moradu.
If not, you might make an excellent sailor.
I am too old, but I will make it to Lambakaya.
So we'll see to that, my friend. Was that like he's the one guy from elsewhere and the other three are from Lambakaya?
Correct.
Okay. Well, we're going to get you all set up here. We're going to get through the night before we do anything the hell else. Let's get you some food. Hold on, I need to check this asshole. And Theo goes over and checks to see if this asshole was also darted, the cultist.
You know what you're looking for, so I won't even make you roll for this. You do see a dart, sort of like midway down his back, and on his left shoulder. And as you're examining him, the man from Lambakaya says, "Yes, this asshole. He was named Nash. A prick, to be sure. But the only one that we could communicate with."
Communicating with gnolls is generally not something sane people do, I believe.
This one was definitely insane.
This would follow. Did he tell you anything else about what they were doing, or where they were moored, or where they were going, or had been?
I do not know where their ship lies moored, but they were slavers. There's no doubt. My question was always, why would they take an old man like me and Rolstaff? No offense, pal, but you're pretty old. And Rolstaff just kind of nods. It's true. I'm old as shit.
Perhaps, well, there's not a nice way to say it. I believe gnolls like eating meat.
He looks down at his scrawny arms, emaciated. Not much more than an hors d'oeuvre, but I've lived, and that's the most important thing.
Maybe they're very lazy. I don't know. Pirates, I have sailed the seas for many years, and this is a new one for me.
I will tell you one more thing. This Nash, I heard him mention, he asked Rolstaff about this creature. I believe this group knew of this monster stalking the woods and the jungle.
Well, if it's no consolation, so do we. We're technically trying to find it as well.
I would not recommend it, but if that is the path that you seek, Moradu might be something to look into.
I believe we will. After we get everyone back to the village, though, first. Come, let's get you by the fire.
Yes. And with that, night kind of starts to close in on the campsite. The fires, you stoke one or more of the fires. Tenoch? You might be muted.
How about now?
Good.
Good.
Okay. Cool. While all this chit chat is going on, I guess even with my lack of, or even with not finding what I'm looking for over there, where those birds came from, I'm gonna cast. So I'm gonna use enhance ability on myself. and of course, as adherent to the cult of Mother Tiger, as it were, to use maybe big boy or words than he would really use. I will cast Tiger's Wisdom on myself because everything is Tiger's something, to give myself advantage on wisdom based rolls. And I just want to I'm gonna start on this northerly path and maybe track down a ways, not super far, but just I guess see if I can make anything out from any of these paths, both this and the. Well, I guess we came from the left path, but
Yep.
I'll check out the north path. Maybe
Okay.
not super far, maybe like 100 yards. Or maybe that's far, but 100 yards
Oh,
within eyesight, probably. Like if I have to turn and go out of eyesight, I don't know if I feel comfortable with that right now, but
Okay.
Chad, you got 2 advantages left.
I have more advantages.
You just got another one from
2 more
Mr. Lutenberger.
Nice. Thanks.
Go ahead and roll a. So you're looking primarily for tracks and that kind of thing. Sign.
Yeah, checking sign. Seeing how heavy this trail was used.
Mm-hmm.
Were things dragged along this trail? Maybe, I don't know.
Mhm.
I guess ultimately I don't really know, but yeah, looking to see if any looking for
Got it.
heavy use tracks.
All right. Go ahead and roll a. You can either roll a survival check or a perception check. Your choice.
I'm gonna go with survival.
Nice. So
20.
first thing that you see is that there is a pit trap that you expose right here in the trail. And it was fairly easy for you to see because there were no tracks on top of that area. It's like gnoll tracks and other animal tracks or whatever it might be, mostly gnoll, I guess. And then there was nothing over that area. It was very smooth. So you just kind of push it across and there's a large leaf that is covered with sand to conceal it. And below that, as you peel the leaf back, there are these 6 to 8 inch spikes that have been carved out of wood that would do some pretty hefty damage if you were to step onto it with all your weight. Something that Theo almost engaged with earlier. You do see a lot of tracks in this area, as if this was a thoroughfare for movement of the gnolls.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of hard to tell in like individuals and different types of tracks, but
Sure.
the area is well worn. It leads you with that roll. It leads you to believe that this area has been used long before the gnolls arrived.
Sure.
As sort of a high spot in the general topography of the Gloomhaven Glades, which tends to be a little bit more like marshy and sort of sawgrass, wet. This is a dry rise in the landscape and probably makes for a pretty good camp. So, until you guys came along, anyways.
I mean, it's still a good camp.
Potentially,
it's gonna be ash covered later.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll check that out, and I'll however long that takes me. And then
there's a bit of a target range right here. You see a couple of makeshift targets that were set up, probably for some sort of sport or training. Is there anything else specifically that you were looking for besides just traffic on that trail? You did roll a 20, so I mean, I want to, but
I mean, like a part of me would love to say, I would love to find out if that's like, I want to find out which way to the boat, I can't, I don't really think I necessarily can get that. I don't think as a DM, I might not give that to me, but,
why don't you do this? What were you going to do after that?
like after I did all this searching and stuff,
yeah, you're searching up in that northern. You're kind of looking at that northern quadrant, right?
I guess if we went, so we came from this way, and I don't remember how observant we were that way. I might try checking out the south
Okay.
side, just to kind of give a look-see of the kind of general areas that these things moved around.
Okay. Roll another survival check for me, or perception, your choice.
Yeah.
Oof,
Yeah.
nice. There is another trap, very similar in design, on the trail there that you find. Yep. You also see that this trail is much more heavily used.
Even more than the northern one.
More than the northern. This trail, the northern trail was well used, but this seems to be even more well used. It's really hard to tell where it goes because of the way the landscape is. It's pretty flat, as I mentioned. So it's not like you can see off into the distance very far. It just kind of disappears in a sea of green jungle.
Right.
But it was more heavily used than the other trail.
I might send my black-collared hawk just to get some elevation and to see maybe how close we are to see if it can see like how a direction to the coast, how with the nearest coast I would say.
Okay. All right. Let's do one more perception roll then for your black-collared hawk.
For my Boyd.
Yep. And while you're doing that, what are the rest of you guys doing? You want to get after that chest?
Yeah, Byron, could you open this thing already?
I'm picking this thing.
Okay.
It's getting dark. Hey,
Byron's actually kind of
you.
like, he's like flexing his fingers and like kind of cracking his neck and like rubbing his wounds. So he's taking his time to get to the chest. And Rhunar, he sees Rhunar like standing there waiting apprehensively, and he's like continuing to take his time, like it's kind of eating it up. Like, yeah, this is what I'm good at.
Thanks, Pete.
And then he's gonna kneel down, take out his lockpick set, and he's gonna pop the lock on this thing.
All right, You're gonna go ahead and pick the lock. Roll a thieves' tools check for me.
A lock popping.
12.
It's a you insert the lock pick and you're working it, and you kind of look over and Runar's looking down at you, just sort of like tapping his foot, like with his arms crossed, like let's go. And you're kind of sweating now, and you're working the lock and you're working it, and you kind of look back up at him, and Rhunar is starting to lose faith, but eventually
I thought you were good at this.
Yep. Eventually, and it opens.
Nice.
So
I'll just go ahead and take a step back, and I'll look at Rhunar and be like, "By all means, sir."
All right, I'll flip it open with like what I was like a sword that I was picking through the stuff with. I'll kind of flip it open at arm's length.
All right,
Thanks.
Rhunar, roll a d20 for me. And
shit. Magic snakes.
While you do that, Tenoch, you rolled a 13 perception for the hawk. Is that correct?
Well, so I did. The hawk does, as a hawk gets advantage on perception rolls. So then I just rolled a d20 because I rolled it from D&D Beyond. So I got a total of 24 with a natural 20.
All right. So you send the hawk up, and you can only see through the hawk's eyes up to 100 feet. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So do you send it? How far out do you send it, I guess, is the question.
I probably want to send it up higher than that, because I want to get some elevation, and if it's going to be able to, I guess, if it's going to be able to see the coast, and it, if it can't see the coastline maybe from straight up, like I might send it out, maybe like a I don't know. I feel like sending it out a mile is going to give me too much of a sample size. I might not. Yeah,
it'll definitely take longer the farther out you send it.
Yeah, I might have it do like a half-mile loop.
Okay.
Fuck it.
So
yeah.
It's going to take some time. It goes out again. It's getting dark So
Yeah.
it's not going to be the most ideal, but you did roll for this hawk a natural 20. So essentially what you get is the fact that there is coastline to the south that
Okay.
appears to be closer than to the north. From that distance and at that time of day, the hawk does not get you visual on the coastline to the north, but you do get visual on the coastline to the south.
To the south. Okay.
Yep, but you don't
That
see
works.
a ship or anything else like that with that distance and at this time of day.
Sure.
Yep. Rhunar, what did you roll?
I rolled a 9.
Okay, so you use the blade of your sword to sort of lift it and kind of open up the lid, and it just the hinges are pretty worn out and rusty. It just opens.
Yeah. Nothing happened.
Not yet.
Can I see what's inside it?
Snakes.
You stepped back, right? So you'd have to get up
Yeah, I
closer
stepped
to
back,
it.
so I'm gonna just slowly move a little closer, peek inside.
All right, roll a perception check.
All right.
Byron's watching you intently.
Yeah,
You look inside and it's kind of dark, but you see something glimmering.
Glimmering.
Yep.
Glimmer.
As one of the villagers is stoking a fire that's right to the south of where you're standing, and sort of the flame glimmers off of something inside the chest.
Probably snake.
All right. I don't know what else can I do to take a closer look. I'll just go and look at it.
Torch.
Yeah. I'll light up a torch and come back to the box and kind of put this torch over it so I can get a good look at it.
Okay. Yeah, you look inside and you see the thing that seemed to be glimmering was a glass bottle. Not quite the size of a booze bottle, but more like maybe the size of like a mason jar.
Moonshine.
All right, I'll pick it up and take it out and examine it.
You pick it up and you look at it and it's a clear liquid. But there are other things that catch your eye inside the chest as well. There is what appears to be a sizable black velvet sack.
I'll grab that as well.
3 of my favorite words.
And there is a smaller vial.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
Can I?
3 of your favorite words.
Wow.
I'm gonna open up the
Oh my
little
God.
black velvet sack to see what's inside of it.
It's a sizable black velvet sack.
Sizable sack.
Let's get this straight here. So you open up the sack?
Yeah.
Yeah, there are snakes inside of it. No,
Are
I'm
you
just kidding. No, you can feel it when you pick up the sack, and you can hold it in your hand, in one hand. I mean, it's big and it's full, and you untie the string that binds it, and you peel it open and you look inside, and there are what appear to be gemstones. Do you pour them out?
Like to count them?
Or just to see what they are? You can't really tell
just
what
to
they are.
Like a look. I'll take a look at a few of them.
All right, so you see, let's see, how well versed are you in gemstones?
I've found a few of them before.
He has an associate's degree in gemology.
How would I gauge that? I guess
Probably an intelligence roll, just a straight
Alright.
intelligence check.
straight intelligence.
Is
Yep.
that from like a community college or a 4-year?
11.
Saltmarsh Technical College.
It's a certificate.
Yeah.
Oh, whitefish.
Okay, so you can definitely see that one of the rocks, one of the gems, I guess I should say, is polished, and it's kind of a black, kind of a almost like a smoky, kind of hazy black color. There is a black pearl, which you know because you have one or two or a couple of them, I think. It is beautiful. It's big. There is some sort of like jet black, sharp shard, which you're not sure of. There is a second pearl, which is kind of pinkish in color. It's white, milky white, but there's pink streaks in it. And it doesn't look quite as impressive as the black pearl, but you've never seen the pink coloration on this pearl. And then the other thing that you do notice, and you would know this because you've seen this kind of stuff before in the ports and amongst some of the fellow Marines that you've served with, a set of turquoise and hemp jewelry. Must have been raided from a further festival or maybe a dead show or something.
Yeah.
Further seems forever.
What? Is that all the items in that bag, or is that just like what I pulled out?
Yep, that's everything.
Okay.
That's all of it. So some
right,
of it you kind of know what they are, but not everything.
I'll put it all back into the bag so I can carry it. And that was everything in the chest, right? The 2 bottles.
No, there was a second bottle. There's a second bottle that it's kind of a greenish color.
The
kind of a
smaller
brilliant
vial.
green, smaller vial. And then below everything is a second burlap sack. And you open that and it is filled with gold.
I do like gold.
Can I approximate how much would be there?
You'd
Based
say
on
that it's
sight,
yeah. I mean, it's
without having to sit there and count it.
you know, you're Rhunar Deg. You've seen a lot of gold in your day, thousands and thousands of gold at times.
Has it? Well, that's true.
Yeah. It's less than 1,000, but more than 500. Let's say that's your approximation.
I can hold that for you.
Well,
I have
we're
a
gonna
bag
to
of
hold on
things.
to it for a while.
You got that for me?
You literally have a magic item made for that specific purpose.
Let me carry it. I'll put it
I
in my
also have a
thing
bag
and
of hold.
and
I
it
would
won't be
point
that
out-
heavy.
You do? Okay. Can any of you guys identify these liquids?
No, but I want them.
Hold up. One question to the DM: has it been an hour of these rest type activities?
I would say by this point, with all of the searching around, the chest shenanigans, yeah, it's been an hour. Sure.
First of all, if you want things given a good looking over, perhaps we should ask the nice man who can speak to the spirits who will give us an answer. Tenoch. I think Tenoch is the person to do that. Second of all, Byron, come here. Come here. Byron, come here.
Do that.
What?
come-
What?
Come
I
here.
didn't do anything. I didn't even do anything.
Byron pulls out the sword, Theo pulls out the sword, just and kind of reverse it, holds it up cruciform, and goes, "This is going to feel interesting," and just kind of puts the pommel to your forehead and casts Cure Wounds because you need hit points.
What the is happening to me?
He's a reverse necromancer now.
Oh
You get
my
21
god!
hit points back.
Wow.
He's a
That's
good
not
reverse
bad.
necromancer.
I feel nice.
Don't steal our fucking gold, Danvarius.
Yeah.
Ah,
I'm gonna
Come
bottle
here.
this back up before
Come here.
Danvarius comes over.
Just for your 400 for the party.
one
I was going to say, Rhunar, for your record keeping, there were 843 gold pieces in there. Just
Okay.
so you know. You don't know, but you know.
Right.
Super specific
God
amount.
damn, Pete. God damn.
Let's see. What was the question? Sorry.
And Theo just tells Danvarius to come over.
Oh yeah, yep. Danvers joins you.
Put the pommel to his forehead, and he also gets back 21 hit points.
Okay. Thanks, mate. Appreciate it. What's
Yeah,
the
you,
plan then?
Do we look like the kind of people that have a plan?
Well,
There's
Okay, so actually, we should
okay.
have that conversation as a group. Let us all get together. So I learned some important things that Tenoch may have been about to tell everyone because he knows deep things, but I'm going to steal his thunder to make myself feel better. The monster, a day and a half ago, was up the river at the next village up the river, Moradu.
Moradu.
Moradu. So it has headed upriver.
It's true.
well, that's the direction we're heading anyway.
Also, apparently these were fucking pirates, which A, glad we killed them. B, does mean at some point they have a ship along the coast somewhere that apparently was run aground.
It might be that it's to the south down this southerly trail. It's more used, and there is closer access to the coast that direction.
This makes a great deal of sense, which leads me to my third point, which is going to be very important. They were also looking for the monster.
The pirates?
The gnolls
Yes.
were? How do you know that?
Just point at the guy from at the guys who we pulled out of the pit that they heard them
Ugh.
talking about.
We heard them speaking of some sort of creature. I don't know if they were looking for it or looking to avoid it. Perhaps
They knew of it.
they knew of it. One of the scouts that went to Moradu came back, and that is when there was some commotion. But again, I don't understand their language, so it was difficult to know what. But they were agitated nonetheless. Moradu and Lambakaya were two of their stores of supplies, if you will. They had been stealing from us for a week, maybe more.
These this ship, where Moradu, you said, there's a neighboring village, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Yes, my people live there, but they are no more. It has been demolished and destroyed
Do
by
you
this
want us
creature.
to take you to Lambakaya?
I will return to
I
Lambakaya.
already committed to us doing that.
Okay. When we find this ship, I think we should set some traps around it, but leave it alone. We can always come back to it via our ship, loot it for supplies, loot it for more ship stuff.
Is why I had brought up all of those facts, because if we were going to go hunting for someone else's ship, that's a half of a day we're losing farther behind this beast.
I
We
think
need to
moving
get to the druid.
Yep.
So I think we should keep in mind there's a ship down the coast, and if we are in a good position to come back this way, we should definitely look into it. But I'm not sure if it's something we want to do right now. We have done our bit for king and country, as it were. And as much as I would hope there is gold and treasure perhaps in the Knowles pirate ships, they may also have only collected bones and carcasses. I don't know if the risk is worth the reward, if you take my meaning.
Smells like any of these tents. I think we just take the lumber and burn the rest.
I could send a message to the crew.
Yeah, let's not do that right now. Too much
Got the,
smoke.
he's got the magic. He's got the magic words, remember? And I'll
We
point
might
at
need to-
like he has that bird that shows up.
No, that he can get. We understand he can get the information there. What if there are more Knowles at the ship?
At our ship?
No, at the Knowles ship. What if these were not the only Knowles? What if there are still men on the ship, and we're going to send our boys into a fight with Knowles without us?
I mean, they don't have to engage, but
Trust them.
we could. We could send them out. They can get a look-see at the ship while we're doing other things, and I can be in communication with them.
I think
My
Tammy's
bird.
court will help
It's a
One
My
guy-
ruse.
bird
I
is
don't know.
well traveled.
You're talking about sending a message to our guys?
Yeah, telling him to shell the ship on the core on the shore.
We do have a sweet ballista.
It's not
Do
done
we
yet.
have?
It's not done
Well,
yet.
we will
capable-
eventually.
Actually,
have-
it might be done now.
Is that something Fritz could do though? Based on information we passed to him, could he navigate to that part of the island and get them all there safely?
I think you could. I think the time you spent with the men teaching them their crossbows and their spears, and I mean, at some point we got to give them an opportunity to be useful to us. Otherwise, we're just paying them.
Yeah, and they're getting to hang out in town and drink
They're
daiquiris.
sailors. Sailing the ship is how they're useful.
They're sitting on the beach with umbrella drinks right now.
Yeah, and why is that, Captain?
Well, I don't know if I want to have them up and leave without us.
What if they
Sail
took
around a day.
They're
I
not-
mean, we crashed the boat on the way here.
They're coming here. These guys have been at
We're
sea
just
longer
gonna
than
give it over to Fritz.
some of us. I mean, he's your crew, Captain. What do you think?
Yeah, who's our navigator when we ran aground?
Eo and I.
Yep.
Hey, I'm gonna
Yep. See
back
what
this
that
up.
did us?
Tenoch,
It's,
Tenoch has hit on a very important part of this conversation. The captain makes these decisions. Hey, Captain, what do you think we will do?
I'm not going to send our boat over there without any of us on board. I don't think that's a good idea.
Look, the problem is solved. Hey, what is this weird shit we found? Tenoch, perhaps you might be able to determine it. I could take a look as well. Perhaps I could assist you.
There's some items here that look strange.
Tell me.
So I'll lay out the contents of the black velvet, and
Theo will activate detect
the
magic,
jar and the vial.
which
The
means
vial. Yeah, go ahead.
Theo will activate detect magic, which means his eyes glow a bright blue in the night.
You definitely get magic off of the vial, and you know that it has some sort of a healing magic to it. You know that, I think you know a lot about it, actually. It is a
You're very familiar with this.
it is a potion of lesser restoration.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
Theo's
even
just gonna
fucking
pick this one
cooler.
and goes, "This cures things like diseases, or horrible exhaustion, or yeah. Let's hold on to this one.
should probably drink it then.
You do not have tetanus. I just healed you.
Oh.
Anything else?
Yeah, so the vial of or the mason jar of clear liquid does not ping any sort of magic, nor do any of the stones and gems. But they do, to you, Theo, look... let's see. How well do you know gems, do you think?
No more or less the average sailor that goes, "Oh, that looks valuable." So
Yeah, roll an intelligence check for me.
If you were a second edition character,
Well-
would you have the appraise non-weapon proficiency?
Probably not.
cooler tools.
Oh!
and apparently
Today-
he does know his gems.
Today
you roll?
he knows quite a bit.
23 total, a natural 20.
Oh, yeah, these are extremely valuable, especially the black pearl and
it's a
what
black
appears to be a polished black opal.
Is that
It
the?
looks that was the
the
first
gem?
one I described.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, so
Kind of a milky black. It's extremely valuable.
so both of these are worth an awful lot of money to the right people. My stepfather was a merchant. I picked up a few things.
What about that jet black sharp shard?
I could use that.
Anybody know what
Pearl.
that is?
That is obsidian. Theo knows that is an obsidian shard. Not particularly valuable, but useful because of how sharp it is.
It's an obsidian shard. If one were to make a scalpel out of this, perhaps to be a doctor, stare at Byron.
Byron
would
is
be
good
very
for eye
more.
surgery.
But I think, again, actually, and Theo just pauses and goes, yes, a black pearl, obsidian. Some of these would be used to cast spells.
Well,
That
What
pearl
spell?
would come in handy should we find things of
does it have to be the black one? We
that
have
need
another one.
understanding.
You would want to speak to Tenoch on that, but I believe he literally just said that would be very useful for certain enchantments that he has access to.
Do you just need a pearl?
A nice one, a good one, of a quality such as perhaps this one.
It is. It is very high quality, this pearl.
Theo just
Oh, just hold on 1 minute. Is it of higher quality than the one I have?
What value is the one that you have? Do you remember?
Well, I've only been able to ascertain that black pearls are. I looked it up at one point. They're like 500 gold or something.
Oh,
This one appears to be nicer than the one that you have.
Okay. I think it was in the book. I think I found it in the book somewhere or on Roll20.
I don't believe anything that I see on Roll20. But anyhow, nevertheless, it looks extremely valuable. More valuable than the one
Yeah.
that you have.
This one, I think we might need to use this towards, as like the boat fund.
The other thing that I'll say, Theo, I'll say one more thing real quick just to add this in. The turquoise and hemp jewelry does not appear to be very valuable.
This
The
isn't-
turquoise.
This isn't worth much, but it's very pretty. Captain, I'm going to do some math for you, so bear with me.
All
He
right.
holds up the
people would
pearl.
love that shit.
So, this pearl is needed by a member of our group to cast spells. So even if we keep it, a member of the crew is going to have to expend resources from the ship to acquire one just like it. So, on a certain level, it doesn't matter if you give it to him or not, other than the fact that it will cause a longer chain of causality, during which point we don't have the something we might need for a spell.
All I'm saying is if that pearl is worth like twice what I gave Tenoch to use once already for one of his spells, I think he could probably use the one I gave him already.
That is not how magic works.
And we could use the rest as like a pool of funds for everybody.
Yeah,
Your spell did not consume the pearl, did it, Tenoch?
No, I think it was just part
I
of
gave
it,
it
right?
back. Yeah.
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 But what I'm saying is like
Almost lost
if it's
in the
for
ocean.
that same spell, he could use the one I have, not the super valuable one.
there are other spells that require a component like this.
The super valuable one, it needs to be the super valuable one.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
how magic works.
Okay.
Yeah, magic is a strange creature. Out of character. No, fucking seriously, that's how it fucking works.
Yeah.
Theo is quite literally stating the obvious fact of even if we sell this one, we're going to have to spend just as much at some point down the road for a spell component for a
Right.
spell he has.
Okay.
Or
we
we
have
could
two
use this
pearls.
to acquire a sort of thing that I could use
We now have 4 pearls.
to maximize our effect.
What's that?
I was going to say, or we could use it to acquire an object that I could use, which would maximize our effect.
I'm going to let you boys fight over that. I'm going
Okay,
to sit
that's
back by the fire. And
squabbles.
We're in the middle of the jungle. We'll
Alright.
figure it out.
You boys
But
have
it's-
fun.
I think that sounds great.
It's
If-
fine.
if
We'll
it-
arm
you
wrestle
know,
for it.
Either
So
way,
you
it'll help us
guys
out.
you guys spend some time sort of negotiating out how you're going to divvy up the spoils of this battle. The pearl being a particular source of contention. Is there anything that you guys intend to do before nightfall? It is dark now. The night creatures are out. The night hawks and the bats and other creatures are in the air and slithering through the jungle forest floor. Is there anything that you want to do?
Once Theo has had a little bit more time to rest again, aka a short rest, Theo is then going to also use cure wounds on Tenoch and Rhunar.
Oh, sweet. I'm into
Nice.
Nice.
And before night falls, Byron's just going to start patrolling. He's going to start watching the perimeter, walking around
That-
looking for trouble.
Me?
Dan Virius will do the same.
We'll just say 24 to one, then 24 to the other. Keep the average rolls.
Man,
that's
when did you
that's
become a
full.
cleric?
No shit, that's full
At
on me.
at last level, when I chose to get this spell instead of taking the melee equivalent of sharpshooter, so
Oh,
you're all
no.
welcome that I'm not doing even more damage and instead can heal you.
You do a
Wow.
lot of damage, so
You
this
do
is
do
a
I
that.
nice
could
of
do
both
so
worlds.
much more. I could be a murder god, but instead, I love you all enough to keep you all alive.
We appreciate it.
Oh, it's so
How much
sweet.
did I heal for?
4.
24? All right. Thank you.
Byron, as you are patrolling the perimeter, night has fallen at this point. The fires are glowing. People are eating some of the food rations that you've brought. Certainly, nothing of the Gnoll's food cache is of value to you in any way, shape, or form. But Dan Virius joins you, Byron, as you are walking the perimeter, and just kind of he's quiet, just sort of standing with you. And he just kind of looks over at you and says, "Well, mate, I figure there's a bit of a kerfuffle ahead of us, no? This beast?"
You know, this beast could be our end.
Well, that's dark.
Yeah, you know, Dan Various, I entering this journey with you, I really didn't like you very much.
Yeah, I get that a lot.
You've proven yourself very useful, though, and you have had our back. And you know, when all's said and done, if you wanted to join our crew, I'd put a good word in with the captain.
Yeah, you do that for me.
I think I would. You know, yeah, I think I would.
Yeah, thanks, mate. Means a lot.
You know,
Appreciate it.
if we watch each other's backs, I think we'll make it through this. And when we make it back to the ship, you can have my bunk.
Yeah, now I know you're bullshitting me.
No, I'm serious. I'm dead serious. You can have my bunk. I'll set up my 2-person tent on the deck,
Brown chicken, brown cow.
and I'll make the guys, that one guy and that other fucking guy, I'll make them stake it to the deck, and they'll have to make sure it's clean every night.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that sounds
I know-
great.
Yep.
Yeah,
Great.
I'm gonna go patrol over here.
No, Dan Various.
No, it's all good, mate. Yeah, no worries,
Wait.
mate. No worries. You're very hospitable. I get it. We just lived through a terrible confrontation and all. Yeah.
Can I look
Yeah,
at
you know, bit awkward, but you know, appreciate the
your
gesture.
dagger? Your dagger, not
Yeah. You tried to steal it. Yeah.
yeah, the one I took. Yeah,
Well, then I took it back. Yeah. So now,
I mean I was sleeping, so you didn't
Yes.
take it back.
yeah,
You
but so was
robbed it
I.
from me.
Yeah.
You
I was
weren't
sleeping.
Don't lie to me.
All right. This conversation is getting a little weird, but yeah, okay. Well, I'll think it over then, mate. You know,
All right.
I'm not really looking
You
to
walk
put
to
in
the
with a
east side.
crew per se, but you know, I'm kind of a lone wolf, if you will.
So, you know, I just have a weird question. It's kind of out of left field.
Yeah. No worries, mate. What is it?
You know, I was talking to a lady who was bleeding to death, and I don't think she would lie to me, but she did mention that you pointed her at a warehouse that we had a bunch of goods in.
Warehouse?
Yeah, you know, I mean, it had a bunch of birds in it.
Yeah, you mean back in Cyber?
Yeah, back in Cyber. There was a warehouse. We were you know, I mean, the only reason we came to Cyber, to be totally honest, is the stuff in that warehouse. And, you know, a lady we almost killed who was afraid for her life told us that you pointed her at that warehouse. And, like, you know, I'm talking about putting you on my crew here. Did you point her at that warehouse?
Well, mate, whether I did or didn't, I don't know what you're talking about. This woman you speak of.
They called her the meat or the. Oh goodness, I'm gonna have to look through my notes now. I think it was the meat. Was it the meat?
Yeah, she was Alice the meat.
Alice the meat. Alice the meat told us you
Yeah,
her to
yeah, that rings a bell. Yeah.
out of that warehouse.
You know, might have had a few drinks, maybe looking for a little companionship for the night. Alice, I could be mentioned some things. I might have been talking, you know, as you do once you've had a few rums. That Cruzcan distillery makes some good shit, you know. But yeah,
Oh, totally.
mate, you know, whether or not I did or didn't, I don't know. This Alice the meat, I guess, strange name, but yeah, you know, you chart your own path, yeah.
To make an insight check to feel if Danvarius is misleading me.
All right, go ahead and roll an insight check and tell me what you got.
Got a 6.
He appears to be telling the truth. It's really hard to tell, but you don't detect that he's lying to you at this point.
All right. All right. You watch the east side. I'll watch the west side.
Yeah,
and I'll
okay.
just walk away from him.
All right. With your passive perception, I will say this. As he turns to walk away from you, you see that he had his hand on the hilt of his dagger. And he turns and he walks off in the direction that you indicated. And that is where we're going to go ahead and end tonight's episode.
Dun dun dun.
Session.
Insight check. I know you want to so bad.
I've been wanting to for 3 sessions now.
Oh my god! I know. Ever since you met him, you've been gunning for him.
I know he is behind the warehouse robbery. I know it. He is. I'm killing him. And
That insight check indicates that you don't know shit.
It's gonna.
But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
I don't know.
It's gonna be a lot easier when he's sleeping in your bunk.
Oh, no.
It's home territory.
Yeah, no doubt.
In my
that's
bunk.
great.
Everybody knows Byron doesn't take watches. Everybody knows that unless they're not part of the crew.
Ooh,
Hey, guess what?
sketchy. Hey, I got an idea. Let's remind everybody exactly what we're giving away tonight, folks. We are giving away a copy of Encounters in Ravenloft, which is a pretty sweet-looking pack of content produced by our friends at CZRPG. You know, Nay 2000, North Shore DM, this guy, other folks that might be in the chat right now. Jokey, you're even here. Go ahead and type in the words CZRPG into the chat. Kirk is going to show you how to do it. It's super simple. Once you do that, you're entered to win. We're going to draw for a winner here. So this thing is pretty sweet, guys. It's 53 pages. There are 10 encounters that you can put into any of the domains of Dread. It's kind of interchangeable, although there are some suggestions on specific domains that you can drop these encounters into. I'm sure you all have checked out Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft. It's absolutely fantastic. But guys, I think I mentioned this before, and I'm not even kidding. There are almost 200 maps in this thing.
200.
It's ridiculous.
That's
So
You can't
9,000.
see 75% of any of them because they're covered in mist. But
That's true. It's mostly mist, but there are a
200.
ton of them. No, I will say
Christian
this.
assures me that there are non-missed versions.
There are a variety of different versions of each map so that you can tailor it to the encounter. It's really sweet. I can't wait to throw it into my. Ooh, I can't say too much because Andy is in my Curse of Strahd game, but there's
Yeah.
so many goodies in there, including some new monsters. Ooh, I can't wait.
Hey, if you told me weeks ago
yeah.
you kill them all off, like when is
Well,
that going to happen?
Well, there's already been one TPK at the Wizard of Wines, so
That was
Oh.
before I got around, though.
yeah, that was a while ago. This campaign's been going on for over 2 years, guys.
God, really? It's been that long?
Yeah,
Holy
years.
shit.
yeah. We just
I've
had
only
our
been
50th session.
I've only been in it since last March, though.
Yeah,
Or
so
April.
a year.
Can't remember.
You've been in for a
Yeah.
year.
Oh, yeah. I think it has been that
Yeah.
long.
We're 50 sessions in, and we
That's
just we're in the Amber Temple, kind of wrapping up the Amber Temple. So
Almost as long as Critical Role Season 2.
that's what we do. Look, Critical
Yeah.
Role takes all of their cues off of our Curse of Strahd campaign, which is not streamed.
Yeah.
So they
Not
just,
streamed.
they know
Yeah.
about it. It's a well-known home game.
They listen to the YouTubes. Yeah.
That's true. It is on YouTube. Go check out our YouTube. All right,
Guild Superior.
look, here we go. Let me take a look at this. We're just sort of, oh, hey, we have folks that are in. Guys, we've got a bunch of people that are vying for this Encounters in
Yes.
Ravenloft. I think we should give
I
it away.
think good.
Who will win?
I think
What are we looking at?
I think we're looking at a countdown. I need somebody to give me a 5-second countdown. Kirk, why don't you do it, buddy?
7, 3, 4.5, 2.5, 0.
Is that it?
Nobody can count on this show.
Yeah.
Wait, is that it?
0. Go.
All right, roll the winner.
I miss Ashley.
Cardman 2467.
7.
I believed in you, Cardman, and you didn't let me down.
Haven't you won before?
Cardman is
Adam,
always
winners
winning.
make winners.
I
Yep.
mean, he's not
Is
like.
he here? Is he here?
Yes.
Cardman.
Yeah, there he is.
He's
There he
right
is.
there.
Congratulations.
I just want to say this, guys. Everybody who's with us, hanging out, we really appreciate it. It's great to see you all in the chat. It really gets us jazzed up. Pete Lutenberger, you rascal, with all your cheering. We love it. Thank you so much. Cardman, I will send you a, what do they call it? A whisper with the download link. And big thank you to CZRPG for supporting our stream. You guys, we have dropped the link to Christian and his team's full catalog on the DMs Guild. Go check it out. It's
They've got-
very impressive.
There's some really cool stuff coming out from those dudes. I follow them on Twitter, and there's a lot coming out very soon, hopefully.
It is legit stuff. And there's a rumor floating around that CZRPG might be producing some custom maps for us in our Beyond Saltmarsh game. So Christian and I are having a conversation off. Yeah, exactly. So it's going to get real serious. But
By our
guys,
powers combined.
here's a question for you: is Phoenix live right now? Should we go drop in on Phoenix with a raid? Does anybody know?
Yeah.
Let's find out.
Yes. He has 6 viewers. Allow us to combine our viewers with his viewers.
What does
Allow
that make?
ourselves
Together we'll
to
make a Zord of viewers.
Phoenix?
Yes.
Yeah.
By our powers combined.
It shows he's offline.
It
think
shows
he's
to
offline.
me that he is online.
Show that he
Oh.
is also online.
Weird.
I will open it in a different tab.
Of his name.
PHOENIXIWAK. All right, guys, here we go. I'm going to
yeah.
go
now he
ahead
shows up
and
online.
I'm going to go ahead and trigger the raid. Everybody go over there, and if you're subscribers to us, go ahead and hit them with the guild and the yeet and all of our emotes, because it's going to be so fun to see. We love you guys, and we really appreciate you for stopping by and hanging out with us. I'm going to go to the end screen here with the music, but we are going to jump into the raid here in a second. So thank you very much, guys. We'll see you next time. Don't forget about tomorrow with Midwinter Keening. Chad's going to try to kill us again. It's going to happen. Bye.